Pull-ups are designed to go up and down like underwear. This helps build big kid confidence.
Shapiro's failed leader.
Hello, everyone. How's it going? Welcome back to the Watch with Nordic live commentary stream. We are back yet again for another live commentary here in the Stanley Cup playoffs. We had a day off yesterday, kind of a day off, for me at least, a day off from the NHL playoffs yesterday. But we are back here today for potentially the final game of the second round. It is Game 6. Between the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens. Now, Montreal has a chance to advance to the Eastern Conference Finals and take on the Carolina Hurricanes. In Game 5, they were down 2-1 heading into the second period, and they came back, scored 4 unanswered goals to win the game 6-3. And now they find themselves in a pretty good position here at home in the Bell Center with a chance to advance to round 3. The Sabres are looking to keep their miracle run alive here tonight and force a Game 7. That would be on Monday. Got a good group in the chat here. What's up? Spider-Man's here. Goku's here. We got Nancy. What's up, Nancy? Go Sabres, go. We got Sabes here. KFB's here. Good to see you all in the chat. Yeah, Knobloch was fine. That was a couple days ago, though. That was a little bit ago. But yeah, we're back here yet again. I'm looking forward to yet again another commentary stream. Drop your predictions in the comment section down below. Who do you guys think is going to get the win here tonight? Will Montreal take this and move on to the third round, or will the Sabres force a Game 7 on Monday? What do we think, everyone? What's up, Barry? How we doing? Good to see you. What's up, Dennis? How we doing? Montreal. Okay, so I see a lot of Sabres in the chat and some Montreal. What's up, Jane? How we doing? Think Sabres and... Okay, so we're kind of in the middle. That makes things very interesting here. Now, again, we go back to Game 6 of the first round when Montreal took on Tampa in that series. Tampa Bay would end up winning that game 1-0 here back in Montreal to force a Game 7. Gotta believe, yep. I'm advocating for Buffalo to force a Game 7 because I always love more hockey. I actually did pick the Canadiens to win in 6 games. So there's that. What's up, JP? How we doing? Thank you, brother. I appreciate it. Starting goaltenders here tonight. Alex Lyon is in net for the Sabres. Jakub Dobish is in net for Montreal. Never cheer for a Canadian team? Why? Red Wings fan cheering for Sabres since we're talking about the playoff draw title. Yeah, fair enough. I think you guys will be back next year. I think you guys will bounce back. Thank you all for your support on the shorts and the videos over the last couple of days. It is greatly appreciated. As always, hit that like button down below and subscribe if you are new. We're about 60 subs away from 6,900 here. Would love to get to 7,000 by the beginning of June. So we're in a pretty good trajectory to do that. About 160 subs we need. I think we can get there for sure. So hypothetically, looking ahead to the further schedule, still got like 5 minutes to puck drop, probably, maybe more. Hypothetically, so if Montreal wins tonight, Game 1 of the Eastern Conference Finals will be on Tuesday at 7 p.m. 8 p.m. this upcoming Tuesday at 8 p.m. If Buffalo forces a Game 7, Game 7 will be on Monday, and we'll be live for Game 7, if there is a Game 7. And Game 1 will be on Thursday. We will not be live for game 1 of that series if it's on Thursday. I will tell you that right now. Probably won't be live for Game 2 of it either. My schedule next week is a little bit limiting, so that kind of sucks. But it is what it is. What's up, Juan? How we doing? What's up, John? Good to see you, brother. Good group of people here in the chat. All the notable regulars and the great people who come in every single commentary. Yeah, I think Montreal. I think Montreal is going to get it done tonight. But I'm advocating for Buffalo just because of the fact that I want to see more hockey. I want to see a Game 7. We've only had one Game 7 in the playoffs this year. I want to see more. Come on, I want to see more. Kind of crazy how we only had one Game 7 too. Like no, only one. I think last year in the first round alone, I think there was 3 or 2. We had at least 4 up to this point now. So, yeah, wouldn't mind there to be another Game 7. But who am I betting on for Worlds? I think Canada's got it. Canada just looks great. The United States struggled against Switzerland. So, yeah. Woke to snow this morning in May? Oh, brother. Well, that's good to hear that you're doing good, though. All right, we're here in the Bell Center getting ready for the opening intros here for tonight's game. Looks like Larry Robinson is the one carrying the torch. 6-time Stanley Cup champion. Canadians will come onto the ice. We'll sing the American and the Canadian national anthem. And then we will get started here from Montreal. Again, drop your picks in the comment section down below. Either Buffalo or Montreal. Who do we think is going to take this one here tonight? This atmosphere is absolutely insane. I know I say this every single time we stream a game that is in the Bell Center, but this place is absolutely ballistic right now. Did I know that every year when spring comes, when the snow starts to melt, Toronto melts at the same time? Well, I mean, I guess they melted a little bit earlier than usual. Beautiful skies and no snow. Yeah, it was nice. It was like 70 degrees today. It was my first day in forever where I didn't have to go anywhere. So I was kind of just chilling at home today. Seeing a lot of Montreal. Again, starting goalies, it's Alex Lyon, who is in net yet again for Buffalo, and Jakub Dobish, who is in net for Montreal. The Canadiens have really ran both the goalies out of the net at numerous times this year, running Lyon out of the net to start the series and then UPL, and now they're going back to Alex Lyon. It's just been very back and forth here in this series for the Sabres and their goaltending. The Habs have racked up the goals on Buffalo, that's for sure. I believe they have scored more than 2 goals in, I believe that's 3 of the 5 games we played so far. So they love to score. Hey, John, thank you for the $5 dono, brother. Appreciate it for a bottle of water. I got one right here. Thank you, John. I appreciate it, man. Hoping Buffalo wins tonight. Okay, we'll see if they can pull it off. Thank you all so much for your support, by the way, on the Avalanche Golden Knights round 3 preview. If this series does end tonight, I would expect the 3rd round preview to come out on Monday. I don't know if I'll have time to get it out tomorrow. I work tomorrow, so not exactly sure if I'll have time to get that video out. But I'll try and work on it a little bit tonight if Montreal does move on. What's up, Brian? Canadians 4-2. Okay. Okay. All right. Team intros going on right now. Obviously, again, got a little bit of time here. The game is televised on ABC tonight. In the United States, so hoping for some good recognition there. When it's been on ABC, it's done very, very well. All right. National anthem coming up in just a moment. How's everyone's weekend going? Anybody do anything interesting today? I stayed at home, as I said. Canes and Avs get a long rest. Definitely Carolina. Carolina hasn't played in a week. And they might not play till at least Thursday. That's nearly 2 weeks of not playing. So it's going to be interesting to see how they respond to that. But they've typically responded to rest pretty well. They did against Philadelphia, having as much time off as they did. But yeah, it's been a week already for the Canes. If Buffalo forces 7, I think that's 15 days. Or not 15 days, 13 days since they've last played. So yeah, it's been a while. Montreal 6 and Buffalo 4. Okay. I have a feeling it's gonna be like a 2-1 game. The Sabres are going to play extremely cautious. It's gonna be like a 2-1 hockey game, is my prediction. I think we're only gonna see like 3 to 4 goals. I'd be shocked if we see any more. Chicago is bipolar weather, 82 degrees now, but earlier in the week it was cool enough for a jacket and a Blackhawks beanie. Hell yeah, hockey chick. Yeah, I mean, Chicago is known for that kind of weather, so I totally believe that. Pennsylvania's got weird weather too. Like one day it'll, like, I remember it was like late February, it was like 70 degrees. And then the next week it was like 30s. I'm like, can we stop? Like, can we stop? And I'm being serious. I'm pretty sure it was like 70s in late February. Or maybe late March. I can't remember. Not a fan of needing multiple subscriptions to watch all the games. That's why I'm subscribed to you. Well, thank you, CL. I appreciate that. Yeah, I mean, again, it does suck with the way the world is today. It's not just hockey that's an issue with, too. It's all the other different sports as well. I saw a report that the NHL was considering going to a third streaming service or like a third different network, and I think I would have literally killed someone. I think I would have killed someone if they go to a third. I saw USA Sports is what they were looking at. So yeah, I'd be pretty pissed if they were to go off and do that. But thanks to you guys with all your kind donations and all the revenue we make off the videos, I'm able to cover those subscriptions and justify getting other subscriptions for other tournaments and stuff because of your guys' kind donations and such. So I appreciate that. But yeah, it does suck in the world that we live in today. But the report that I saw, like, it's not something that's going to happen like next year. It was it was something that would happen when the next CBA deal is over or something. I'm pretty sure that was the network, USA Sports. Or maybe USA Network, I'm not sure. Porter Martone playing on the same line as Celebrini. He had a nice goal. That was pretty nice. 8-4 Montreal. Yeah, that was Cam Talbot who got the shutout too, right? Sadly, I wanted to stream that game today, but the IIHF said, no, you cannot. Or YouTube said, no, you cannot. So, this is what it is. I'll talk about that more later. All right, Oh Canada going on right now. Getting ready for Puck Drop coming up here in just a moment. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. Watching the Star Wars movies right now. I haven't seen Star Wars in forever. Sounds like a good summer watch. I think I have like a disc collection of all of them, so. You're welcome, Q-Dog. Sportsnets is unaffordable. Yeah, they boosted their prices again, right? I mean, I live in America, so I don't know what their prices are, but it's brutal. Alrighty, the national anthem has concluded here in Montreal. We are ready to get started with Game 6 of Round 2, potentially the end of Round 2 tonight between the Buffalo Sabres and the Montreal Canadiens. Starting goaltenders tonight, it's Alex Lyon in net for Buffalo. 4-3 in the postseason, a .917 save percentage. It's his 4th start of the series and his first since game number 3. On the other side, there have been no changes to Montreal's goaltending the entire playoffs. Jakub Dobeš, the rookie, 7-5, a .914. He allowed 3 goals on 36 shots in the Game 5 win. Montreal has an opportunity to advance to the conference finals for the first time since 2021 in the bubble year, and before that, 2014-15. It is a do-or-die Game 6 for the Sabres. A miracle run they didn't think they'd get here, but here they are. And they're trying to keep their season alive while Montreal is looking to move on and take on the rested Hurricanes. Game 6 of Montreal and Buffalo, and we are underway. Puck is dumped down low into the Montreal zone. Thompson battling for them with Matheson. Mike Matheson will dump it off the boards then. Canadiens will take it through center. Slavkovsky gains the line. He trips and falls, and the Sabres will take advantage. Thompson into the zone, broken up by Suzuki. Benson gets it back in the corner. Thompson down low, trying to throw a pass up top. It's broken up there by Montreal. Habs are keeping their same lineup. Zach Metza is making his NHL playoffs debut in replacement for Shen. Here's Dahlin, a backhand. He scores! Rasmus Dahlin, just like that, opens up the scoring. And the Sabres have taken a 1-0 lead 32 seconds in. Backs against the wall. Rasmus Dahlin opens it up. 32 seconds in. And the Sabres, on their first shot of the game, have taken an early 1-0 lead. Assist on that goal is Samuelson and Benson. You're welcome, Endo. Endo of Merope. Rasmus Dahlin opens it up. Here just 32 seconds in. Gave me PTSD to Claude Giroux in 2012. Anyway, 1-0 lead here for Buffalo. Puck is cleared back down here now into the Sabres' end. See how Montreal responds to this. Hudson battling for it on the right side. Philip Denault. Again, we said the hardest game to win is always the fourth game. Sabres are going to come out and put it all on the line. And that's a really good start there for him. Anderson chips it down low into the corner. Bowen Byram trying to take it back then for Buffalo. Here's Hudson on the right side for Montreal. Fires one on. It's blocked in front. Grabbed back down low then by Josh Doan. He'll hold it behind the Sabres net. Given up then for Owen Power. Here's Power in the Buffalo zone. Cross ice pass to Consta Helenius, who will dump it into the Montreal end. On the right side, Carrier gets it back for Montreal. Here's Caden Gooley, who will dump it down low. Battling for it on the right side then is Dobson, broken up there. Demidov in front, and a glove save by Lyon. He got it and covers up. Caulfield is showing up tonight. We'll have to see, bro. Yeah, I need more out of Caulfield for sure. People in Montreal can be going crazy if they won today. That place looks insane. It seems like as the playoffs keep going along, more and more people are like outside. It looks like a whole city of a whole sea of red. Face off here, won by Montreal. Shot on, they score from up top. It's Arbor Jacki, and Montreal responds right back. We are tied. Right off the face-off, and there's an unexpected name. Arbor Jacki. Wow, we are tied. Well, so much for there being 2 or 3 or 4 goals. I mean, there still can be, but Montreal right off the draw. It's Jacki. It deflected off of Alex Lyon's glove and into the back of the net, and the Canadiens have tied up the hockey game just over a minute later. 2 defensemen, Dahlin and Jacki. Assist on the Jacki goal is only Jake Evans, who won the draw back to him. He had only 1 goal in the regular season, but he has one tonight. Caulfield off the boards then for Slavkovsky, and just like that, this place has really come alive again. Slavkovsky battling forward then with Dahlin on the right side. Here's Tage Thompson, who will dump this one off the boards to center. Benson trying to chip that one down low, stolen back by Cole Caulfield. Here's Suzuki trying to get around the D, broken up there by Samuelson. The goals keep on coming here in this series. Benson gains the line, tried to dump it down low. Suzuki back down low then for Cole Caulfield. Caulfield up top, then the tuck. Broken up by Slavkovsky. Suzuki at the point, fires one on. That one goes wide there of Lyon. Here's Alex Tuck through center. It's a 2-on-4. Tuck will gain the line, fires a shot on. It's blocked. Cleared all the way back to center. Ryan McLeod gets it back then for Buffalo. Off the boards, Josh Doan. He'll come back and regroup here in the Buffalo zone. Owen Power battling for it now with Kirby Doc. Shots are 1-1 here in the opening period. A goal allowed on the first shot for both the goalies. We are tied at 1 apiece. Lane Hudson, cross-ice pass to Alex Tuck, who will dump it into the Montreal zone. Alex Tuck, notably no points in this series so far. Hudson, through center for the Habs. He'll get around the D. Pass up top is broken up there. Deneau gets it back, though. At the point, Gooley. Intercepted by the Sabres. Racing with speed as Jack Quinn. He's got some room. Shoots it. And that was deflected off of Deneau and wide. Montreal tries to clear. It's kept by Samuelson. Deneau battling for it on the bench side. He'll force Samuelson back to center. Connor Timmins will take it. He'll dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Here's Carrier trying to break it to the way. Stolen back by Doan. Doan to Quinn. Intercepted then by the Habs. Texier plays it to center. Josh Anderson's got some room. He'll rush for that puck, battling for it alongside Samuelson. Down low in the corner, Alex Texier trying to get it free. Timmins, turnover. Texier up top. Deneau a chance. And that one goes wide. Samuelson gets it back then for the Sabres. He'll clear to center. Here's Hellenius with some room. Shoots it. And that one goes wide there of Dobish. Slid all the way back to center. Jack Quinn gets it back. He'll dump it down low to the Montreal zone. About 4.5 minutes gone here in the opening period. Shots are 2-1 in favor of Buffalo. We have a tie hockey game here. Rasmus Dahlin and Arbor Jacki. Here's Evans. Turnover there forced by Greenway. Dobish out of his net to play the puck. He'll give it over then for Gooley, who will clear it back into the Sabres' end. Demidov battling for it then with Dahlin. Chipped off the boards by Quinn, who attempts to clear to center. Big hit there by Jacki. Greenway into the zone for Krebs. Krebs up top. Shut on by Malenstein is gloved by Dobish. A little over 5 minutes into the opening period. It's chaos here in the Bell Center. Sabres with their back against the wall get the opening goal. It was Dahlin from Samuelson and Benson. And then Montreal says, nope, we are tied. Arbor Jacki with his first of the postseason. End of his playoff career. Second game today from a Montreal hockey team. The Montreal Victoire in the PWHL are 1 win away from a Walter Cup championship. Another overtime win in Game 2 gives them a 2-0 series lead in the best of 5. Game 3 is in the CTC. I believe it is on Monday. Here's Byram. Clears it off the boards up top. So yeah, again, Montreal Victoire in year 3 of the PWHL. Canadiens trying to clear it to center. Texier forces it out. I watched the game a little bit today. I was on a run. Put it on while I was running on the treadmill. Here's Thompson, cross-ice pass in front, and a big chance there for Norris is denied. Another shot on is in the crease. Benson jabbing at a loose puck. I have no idea where that puck was. And they blow the play dead. 14:29 to go here in the opening period. 2 goals from Rasmus Dahlin and Arbor Jacki. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. We are buzzing here on this commentary stream. We are about 45 subs away from 6,900, so hit that like button down below. Only game tonight in the Stanley Cup playoffs. Face-off coming up here now in the Montreal zone. It'll be McLeod versus Suzuki. Sorry, I'm recording the goals here on my screen really quick. Get them for commentary clips at the end of the first. Face-off won by Montreal. Slavkovsky through center, battling for it with Samuelson. Suzuki Down low then for Dobson. Cross-ice pass goes all the way back into the Sabres' end. Alex Tuch off the boards for Dahlin. Dahlin to Tuch. Ahead then the center. Josh Doan will break it into the Montreal zone. He's up top. Fires one on. Saved by Dobish. Right side. McLeod pass in front. Doan could not get it clearly on his stick. Suzuki will give it up then for Gooley, who breaks it into the zone. Gooley back to Suzuki. On the right side up top. Here's Bolduc. Behind the net then for Montreal. He's broken up there by the Sabres defense. Here's Ryan McLeod. In the Sabres end, will hold it back and regroup. Shots are 4-1 in favor of Buffalo. And we are tied at 1 apiece. Cleared back now into the Montreal zone. Hudson battling for it alongside Zucker. Grabbed back by Zach Bolduc, who will backhand this one down low. Intercepted then by the Sabres. Owen Power. Back over then for Tuch. Power will break it into the zone. Here's Quinn on the right side. Fires one on. It's blocked. Down low now behind the net. Getting it back is Matheson. Mike Matheson through center. Pass ahead then for Bolduc is broken up there. Sabres will dump it down the other way. It won't be an icing. Montreal will come back and regroup in their own end. There's Lane Hudson in his own zone. On the right side, Alex Newhook, who has racked up the goals here in the postseason. Mallenstein behind the net. On the right side, Metza racing for that puck. Jack-Eye plays it down low to Ivan Demidov. Demidov in the corner up top to Newhook. It's poke checked away. Sabres trying to clear to center. Greenway will get it there. Now Krebs will chip it down the other way. Jack-Eye off the boards to Newhook. And the Habs will take it back. Knocked off that puck is Newhook by Krebs. Greenway gets it back. Sabres will come and regroup in their own end. Whistle blown dead as Newhook is without a helmet and a penalty is coming up here, I believe. I think it's going to be on Peyton Krebs. We are going to get a Montreal power play after Arbor Jack-Eye tied the game. It is absolutely bedlam here in the Bell Center. It is Peyton Krebs for roughing, and the Montreal power play is back at work. It's been hot in this series. We will see if that continues. We'll step aside here for the first time that is tied 1-1 here in Game 6. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. We are 56 subscribers away from 6,900. Would love to hit that soon. Trying to get the 7K by the beginning of June. Got 120 people here in the chat. Yeah, I saw the Everett Silvertips in the Memorial Cup for the first time. Is the Memorial Cup officially determined? All the teams that'll be in it? I know the OHL playoffs are done. Is the QMJHL one's done? If so, I'll make a video on it tomorrow. Talking about the teams that are in the Memorial Cup. I know it's Kitchener and Everett. Who's the other team? I don't know. I don't really follow the CHL that much. Besides looking at the prospects. I live in America, so I don't really get to watch the games that much. Shots are 4-1 in favor of Buffalo. Again, it's Dahlin and Jack-Eye with the goals. I can pretty much guarantee you that's Arbor Jack-Eye's first Watch with Nordic goal. Yes, it is. First goal in a commentary for Arbor Jack-Eye. Only had one in the regular season. He's been mostly on the third pairing for Montreal in the postseason. No changes to Montreal's lineup, by the way. It's the same as it was in Game 5. He only has 10 goals in 230 games in his career. All right, power play coming up here now for Montreal. Their power play has been one of the hottest in the postseason. Face-off is won by the Sabres. They will clear it down the other way. What's up, Douglas? Yeah, brutal for the Sabres to blow it right off the first shot. Cole Caulfield will drop it back then for Suzuki. Suzuki to Hudson. Up top, Demidov. Ivan Demidov, Calder finalist. Hudson up top to Slavkovsky. Down low is Caulfield. Caulfield to Hudson to Demidov. He scores! Power play goal for Ivan Demidov. And the Canadiens have taken a 2-1 lead. That's 2 goals on 2 shots. And it did not take long for that power play to click. Yet again. Demidov's second of the postseason. He had his first in Game 5. Assisted by Lane Hudson and Cole Caulfield. And that was a rocket of a shot. 2 goals on 2 shots. And again, Montreal's offense just leaving Buffalo's goaltending completely stifled. It's now 2-1. Face-off is won back then by the Sabres. They'll dump it in on Dobish. He'll poke check it around then behind the net. Here's Norris. Down low, battling for this puck alongside Deneau. Norris trying to move it to center. And a whistle blown dead at 11:30. And another penalty coming up here. This time it's against Montreal. Philip Deneau will head to the box for hooking, and the Sabres, just like that, are handed themselves their own power play. And the Sabres will have an opportunity here to answer back. This game is absolutely bonkers right now. Face-off coming up now in the Montreal zone. It's the first Sabres power play of the night. Thank you all very much for tuning in. Pretty good crowd here tonight. It is Benson, Thompson, Quinn, Doan, and Dahlin. Face-off is won by the Sabres. Dahlin up top to Quinn. Jack Quinn down low then for Benson. Benson below the line. Looking in front. Thompson fired it wide. Here's Benson battling for it alongside Carrier. Quinn up top to Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin to the point. Shoots it. And that one goes out of play. Jeez, this game is absolutely nuts. We go from the Sabres scoring in the first 30 seconds to a first career playoff goal from Jack Ide just over a minute later. And then an absolute rocket from Ivan Demidov on the power play. And we're not even halfway through the first. Evans versus Thompson. Face-off won back by the Sabres. Dahlin up top to Thompson. Tage Thompson at the point. Pass down low for Josh Doan. Thompson, top of the circle, shoots it. Saved by Dobish. Rebound is cleared away. And Montreal will dump it down into the Sabres zone. Here's Lyon out of his net. Sabres are 5 for 18 on the power play in this series. Canadiens have allowed the second most power play goals in the NHL this postseason. Tage Thompson, down low then for Benson. Thompson trying to throw a cross-ice pass to Quinn, broken up by Montreal. They will backhand it down the other way into the Buffalo zone. Getting it back then is Rasmus Dahlin. Approaching the halfway mark of the opening period. We're halfway through the Sabres power play. Tuck to Dahlin in front. Big save by Dobish. The rebound is cleared away. And Rasmus Dahlin nearly had 2. And a whistle blown dead at 10:10. We got something else coming here. We got something else coming here. Another penalty's coming up. I think it's 2 penalties. It'll be Dahlin and I think Dobish? Rasmus Dahlin unsportsmanlike, and I think Dobish got a penalty as well for cross-checking Dahlin after the fact. Yeah, he does. So Dahlin cross-checks Dobish, and then Dobish retaliates. They get both of them. It'll be Alex Newhook who will serve the penalty. So now it is 4-on-3 here for a little bit, I believe. Yeah, one of those plays. Like I don't know what you're doing there, Darlene. Like I don't know why you feel the need to go and cross-check the goalie. Pretty sure it'll be 4-on-3 for a little bit, followed by a 4-on-4 for a brief moment of time. And again, it just stays the same. Like I said it in Game 4 when we were live for Game 4. Like, it really just feels like the Sabres are playing super undisciplined hockey. They're giving up power plays like candy. And I know the referees are calling everything. But still, that was what I was very critical of in Game 4 when we were live for Game 4. So, anywho, power play coming up here for Buffalo. It'll be a 4-on-3, and then after that penalty is over, it'll be 4-on-4 for about a minute 20. Or no, it's just going to be 5-on-4. Never mind. It's just going to be 5-on-4. So they call Darlene and Newhook. They give him penalties, but we'll stay 5-on-4. So my apologies for that. Here's Ryan McLeod through center. Gets around the D. Brings it into the Montreal zone. Battling for on the right side. Zucker fighting with Matheson. Jake Evans will get it to center. It's a 2-on-1. Evans with Anderson. Evans comes in. Shoots it. He scores! Jake Evans on the third shot and the third goal. And Montreal is up by 2. Oh, my Lord. If you're Lindy Ruff, what do you do? Yeah, UPL's coming in. UPL, is he? Yep, Lyon is done. Alex Lyon is done. Lyon's coming out. UPL's coming in the game. That is absolutely terrible. Lindy Ruff, I think, is going to call a timeout here. A 2-on-1 the other way. Jake Evans makes it 3-1 Montreal. Alex Lyon, 3 goals on 3 shots. He becomes the second player in Watch of Nordic history to have a 0 save percentage in a commentary. And Montreal, again, they've been doing this the entire series. They have just been running these Sabres goalies out of the net. Buffalo's been scrambling. It's been Lyon to UPL to Lyon to UPL the entire series. Yeah, I'm not going to lie to you. I'd be shocked if Buffalo comes back in this. I think it's done tonight. Here's Byram dropping it back to Power. It's a shorthanded goal. That's 3 goals in 3 different ways. Thompson, a shot saved there by Dobish. You got to think there's some response here from Buffalo. Whistle blown dead as the puck slides into the Sabres zone. Yeah, Alex Lyon, 3 shots, 3 goals. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen comes into the net. He's 2-2. Has an .851 save percentage. He allowed 5 goals on 23 shots in the Game 5 loss. So if you're just now joining us, there has been 4 goals in this opening period, and we're only a little bit over halfway through. Rasmus Dahlin opened up the scoring less than a minute in from Samuelsson and Benson. Arbor Jackeye with his first career playoff goal tied the game at 1. And then Demidov on the power play. And then Jake Evans shorthanded. And suddenly the Montreal Canadiens here in Game 6 are up by 2 goals, not even halfway through the opening period. What's up, Davey? How we doing? Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We are about 56 subs away from, 56 subs away from 6,900. Yeah, I don't know. Montreal already runs Alex Lyon out of the net. This place is crazy here in Montreal. Oh, man. Get a little bit of break here. Still lots of hockey to play. Still hoping Buffalo can turn it around. Yeah. It's not over yet, but man, to be off to a start like this, it's brutal. Think the Sabres are the best sweater ever? Yeah, they have very nice jerseys, I agree. Alex Lyon, 3 shots, 3 goals in 3 different ways. He ends the game tonight with a 0 save percentage. Again, as I said, we keep track of the stats here in the live commentary streams. We've done over 270 live commentaries here on the channel. Alex Lyon now becomes the second goaltender in live commentary history to have a 0 save percentage in a game. Joining Carter Hart. Face off in the Montreal zone. Hudson back over for Dobson. Noah Dobson will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Luukkonen out of his net to play it. Luukkonen out of his net to play it. I know that's how it's said. Behind the net, then Owen Power battling for it then with Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky trying to kick it up top. Power in the corner. Caulfield off the boards. Tuck will play it to center. Shots are 6-3 in favor of Buffalo. But Montreal, oh man. Saved by Luukkonen. And he gets a little bit of a cheer there from the Montreal fans. Here's Power to Thompson, who dumps it down low into the Montreal zone. Norris battling for it alongside Bolduc. Mike Matheson down low here now in the corner, trying to throw a pass to Doc. On the right side, Bolduc trying to clear. Dahlin trying to backhand it down low. He'll get it then for Benson. Cross-ice pass. Thompson in front. Broken up there. Up top. Timmins a drive. And that one's denied. Montreal will clear it down the other way. It's a race for it now into the Buffalo zone. And we're going to whistle at 8:13. Down on the ground is Norris. I think we have another penalty coming up. And there's blood on Norris. I think we're going to get a 4-minute power play for the Sabres. Oh, my God. Talk about chaos here in this first period. Oh, my goodness. Referees are conglomerating here. Yeah, Norris had a bloodied up face. A double minor on Mike Matheson, and we are going to get a Sabres power play. The final was okay. Thank you for asking, Jeff. It was all right. So Buffalo's down 3-1 here in this hockey game. We're only 12 minutes into the game itself. They now have an opportunity here to potentially come back and tie this game with a double minor power play. 4 minutes long. If there is a goal scored in the first 2 minutes of this power play, it'll be revoked. And it'll become a 2-minute, I believe. This is a massive turning point here for Buffalo. They need this. Face-off won by Montreal. Here's Evans to Veleno. Down low now in the corner. Benson battling for it with Doan. Veleno clears it off the boards and back into the Sabres end. Here's Luukkonen. Back over to Byram. Bowen Byram now moves it through center. He'll drop it back for Tage Thompson. Thompson to Benson. Benson to Quinn. Jack Quinn off the boards behind the net then for Tage Thompson. Thompson down low for Benson. In front, Doan a chance. He fanned on the puck. Up top, Byram. Waits. He'll look for options here at the point. Byram to Quinn. Cross back. Thompson denied by Dobish. Tage Thompson battling forward with Carrier. Montreal tries to clear. Doan keeps it in. Puck is flipped down low. Veleno will take it and dump it back into the Sabres end. Here's Luukkonen. Back over then for Byram. Here's Bowen Byram through center. Ryan McLeod off the boards to Tuck. If you need some points, Alex Tuck needs to get them now. Here's Zucker. Up top to Byram. About a minute and a half gone on the power play already. Here's Norris down low to Tuck. Tuck to Norris. Norris up top. Shoots it. Saved by Dobish. Montreal will bank it off the boards and back down the other way. Luukkonen gives it up then for Owen Power. Here's Power moving it ahead then through center. He'll drop it back for McLeod. Ryan McLeod into the zone. Up top, Power. Right side, Zucker. Right side, McLeod shoots it. Saved by Dobish. Kicked off the boards then. Zucker up top to Power. And the puck is thrown back to center. Halfway through the 4-minute power play. Alex Tuck behind the net up top then to Quinn. Quinn fighting with Evans. Cross ice pass. Norris down low. They score! It's Jason Zucker. And Buffalo responds. It's a 3-2 hockey game. The Sabres are back within one. It's Jason Zucker, and the goals are just coming in waves here in Game 6. It's Zucker from Norris and Quinn. And a nice little backdoor pass there. Zucker tucked it through the 5-hole of Dobish. That's 2 goals on 10 shots. And the Sabres have pulled within one. So although it looks bad in that opening period, in the opening couple minutes there, 3 goals on 3 shots for Lyon, he's out. Still a lot of time left in this game. It's not over yet. It's not over yet. It's a 3-2 hockey game. Here's Matheson. Banks it off the boards. I know I said that I think it's over, but we'll see what happens here. Sabres can respond. Here's Dahlin. Right side then to Samuelson. Cleared off the boards to center. Tage Thompson brings it into the zone. He'll knock down Matheson. Intercepted by Montreal. Cole Caulfield will chip it down low. Down low in the corner, battling forward is Samuelson. Krebs. Cleared all the way back to center. Tage Thompson. Ahead then for Benson. Poke checked away there by Matheson. Hudson. Back to Matheson on the right side then Nick Suzuki. Suzuki for Matheson now behind the net for Montreal. Nick Suzuki here with 5:10 to go in the opening period. 5 goals already. Texier dumps it down low into the Sabres zone. Byram fighting with Demidov. Trying to get that one free. McLeod off the boards then. Texier back to Demidov. Thrown up top. Cross ice pass for Hudson, who throws it down low. On the right side, Demidov to Dobson. Demidov up top. Trying to get around the defense. Kind of gets a little bit hooked there. No call. Demidov for Hudson. Hudson to Newhook. Montreal still cycling down low. Demidov nearly made it 4-2, but he could not convert. Demidov down low. Up top to Dobson. Noah Dobson then for Lane Hudson. Hudson banks it off the boards. Timmins back to Newhook. At the point, Noah Dobson. Dobson to Newhook. Alex Newhook then for Demidov. Up top, Dobson forced back outside. Montreal will regroup. About 4 minutes to go here in this opening period. Kirby Dach into the zone. Dach up top. Into the zone. Boldua's shot. That one is blocked. Hellenius stolen back there by Dach. Shot on. Tipped. Just wide of Luukkonen. Now Gooley pass in front. And a great chance there goes just wide as well. It's pandemonium here in Bell Center. Up top. Gooley. And that one goes wide. Down low in the corner. Dach off the boards to Boldu. Grab back by Zach Metsa. Metsa off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. Veleno will regroup. Veleno to Jackeye. Jackeye will gain the line. He'll dump it into the Buffalo zone. Mallenstein back for Owen Power. Power behind the Sabres net. Power off the boards to center. Buffalo brings it in. Mallenstein fighting with Hudson. Lane Hudson clears it around behind the net. Then Dobish. Back to Jackeye. Jackeye on the right side for Hudson. Hudson ahead. Broken up by the Sabres. Montreal still forces it out of their own zone. Now they throw it back and regroup. Hudson up top to Deneau. Deneau broken up by Benson. This is absolutely insane. Back and forth. Goals galore. Samuelson in the corner here now for Buffalo. Cleared off the boards. Hudson. Back over then for Tage Thompson. 2-on-2 the other way. Thompson into the zone. He still has the puck. And they're waved dead for offsides. And now we got some physicality here. This place is loud and rocking, and the goals have been coming on. Jason Zucker just made it a 3-2 hockey game. We got some penalties coming up here. Oh, God, what's coming up now? Norris, both boxes are open. I think it's 4-on-4. It'll be Norris and Hudson who will head to the penalty box. 3-2 lead for Montreal here in the opening period. Thank you all for tuning in. I greatly appreciate it. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Again, we're 46 subs away from 6,900. We got 158 people in here. Good to see you all in the wonderful commentary. 53 likes as well. Yeah, 4-on-4 coming up, Spider-Man. 4-on-4. Complete and total chaos here in Game 6. Normally I would say far from over, but just a hunch, party tonight in Montreal. Okay, we'll have to see, bro. This has been a hell of a game so far, that's for sure. Man, Alex Lyon, a 0 save percentage. Heading into the game tonight in live commentaries, Alex Lyon with a 906. Definitely won't have one tonight. Yeah, Taco, it's absolute bedlam here in the Bell Center. It's absolutely crazy right now. Sabres opened up the scoring. Montreal scored 3 unanswered goals on 3 shots. Lyon was pulled. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen came in. Buffalo just made it 3-2 off of a double minor. This game is complete chaos right now. And now we have another penalty coming up. It'll be Benson and Hudson, 4-on-4, both for roughing and embellishment. So the ice will get freed up here a little bit. Sabres looking to tie up this game at 3 apiece before the end of the opening period. And once we get to that, anything can really happen, to be honest. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be outside of the Montreal zone. Yeah, that was a hell of a game, Real Flanch. I'm looking forward to the Western Finals between them and Vegas. That's going to be a fun series to watch. Face-off coming up here now. It's going to be outside of the Montreal zone. I'll answer that question in a second, end of mirror. Here's Noah Dobson in the Montreal zone, because I do have some thoughts on that. Here's Dobson. Moving it ahead now through center, off the board, Suzuki. Sabres get it back. It's Ryan McLeod. Down low then for Samuelson. Matthias Samuelson drops it back then for McLeod. Ryan McLeod into the zone. Pass to Quinn. Quinn shoots it. That one goes just wide of Dobish. Puck will slide all the way back to center. Matthias Samuelson. Off the boards. Down low then for Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin through center. Carries it into the Montreal zone. Here's Quinn. Below the line. Jack Quinn trying to throw that one up top. 4-on-4 for another minute. Quinn will come back to center and regroup. Flips it over then for Dahlin. Rasmus Dahlin will come back now and hold it into the Sabres' end. Pass ahead for Power. Owen Power down the right side, breaks it into the zone. Thompson battling forward with Carrier. Tuck on the right side back to Demidov. Demidov flips it over then for Carrier. Montreal trying to break this puck loose. Newhook will backhand it behind the net then for Matheson. Mike Matheson battling for it then with Tuck. Alex Tuck fighting with Carrier. Evans will steal it back with 20 seconds to go, approaching the final minute of play in the opening period. Matheson holds it in the Montreal end. Slavkovsky through center into the zone. Brings it back around to the outside. Slavkovsky looking for options. Now Gooley off the boards. Big hit there by Byram on Slav. 4-on-4 is over. Benson dekes into the zone. He gets turned over the puck. Now Hudson. It's a 2-on-1. It's Evans with Hudson. Hudson into the zone. He ran out of room with that puck. Tried to throw a pass up top. Nobody was there. Dobson gets the loose one, though, and flips it around behind the net. 20 seconds to go. Hudson a shot. That one goes wide. Benson will get it back then for the Sabres. In the corner now, Power. He'll hold it down low with 10 seconds to go. And Power is going to try and make one last push. Greenway into the zone. 2 seconds left. And Krebs runs out of time. And that'll do it here for period number 1. That was one of the craziest periods I've ever commentated. 5 total goals in that opening period. 3 on 3 shots for Montreal. It pulled Alex Lyon from the game. And then coming in is UPL. And in a potentially series-clinching game, the Canadiens lead by a goal after 20 minutes of play. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We're going to be back for period number 2 momentarily. This is the countdown till the second. And as always, thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below and subscribe if you are new. That was a hell of a period, man. So, what are Montreal's chances against Carolina? That's what one of you guys just asked me in the comment section. So hypothetically, well, I don't like to talk about what the future may look like until this series does end, because you never know. I could talk about this and then Buffalo forces the game 7 and they blame on me. But since you're asking me, I'll answer the question. I think they have a pretty solid shot. I think they do. I think people are going to pick Carolina because of the way they handled Philadelphia and Ottawa. But Montreal should not be scoffed at. This team is scoring goals like crazy, and I understand that they've taken Alex Lyon and UPL, and Lyon was, generally speaking, playing very, very well heading into this series. They've taken him. They've run him out of the net twice in the postseason here in this series. I'm not saying the same thing will happen with Anderson. I think the Canes have the system. They're going to play them hard. But again, Carolina struggled in the conference finals before, so I don't know. But I think Montreal is a good chance. I think it'll be a close series. Everybody's going to pick Canes in 5 and Canes in 4, and I don't think it's going to go that way. Alex Lyon did not have it. It wasn't on the Sabres, those 3 goals. Lyon just did not have it. They immediately panned to UPL, and I'm like, oh, yeah, he's coming in. But that's been the entire postseason, it feels like, for Buffalo. Their goalies are just getting ran out of town. All right, make some commentary clips here. Chill out for this first intermission after a crazy opening period. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. We have 60 likes here so far on the live commentary. Good to see you all on the stream. As always. Habs have strong talent at a lot of spots. Canes aren't just beating the brakes off Montreal. Yeah, I agree. If they do Avs in 5, I think the Avalanche would handle Montreal. Seems like a pattern when Buffalo scores a quick goal and allows many more. That seems to be the narrative that has been happening. You are correct. back in the corner. Thompson down low, trying to throw a pass up top. It's broken up. It's broken up there by Montreal. Same lineup. Their same lineup. Zach Metza is making his NHL playoffs debut in replacement for Shen. Here's Dahlina back in. Keeping their same lineup. Habs are keeping their same lineup. Zach Metza is making his
nice Goku
debut in replacement for Shen. Here's Dahlina back in. Is making his NHL playoffs debut in replacement for Shen. Here's Dahlina back in. He's there for Shen. Here's Dahlina back in. He scores! Rasmus Dahlin, just like that, opens up the scoring, and the Sabres have taken a 1-0 lead. 32 seconds in.
Yeah, that McKinnon goal in Game 5, phenomenal. That was a phenomenal goal. Oh, man. Remember, Habs versus Russian. Ruskies outshot 40-1. I think it was a 4-4 game. Wow. Long time ago. Flyers beat the Russians. How did I not get the Jack Eye clip? Yeah, I agree with that. You maybe don't want to be in Montreal if you're driving, because it's gonna take you a while. Want a Nate Dogg authentic and just can't because you're a Stars fan? Go for it, man. I got a Crosby jersey. I don't wear it, but I have it because it was given to me for free. Really need Alex Tuch and some of the Sabres stars to start picking it up here. You hope you lose. Can't believe Arbor Jack Guy has a goal. What happened on Friday? So, yesterday I was streaming, or I was going to stream the World Championships. I streamed about, I would say, like 7 minutes of the game, and then my stream just abruptly ended. And not long after, I got a message from YouTube saying that I guess I had my volume up too high or something, and it gave me a copyright thing. And they said if I stream any more of the games, like the IIHF apparently was like, if you stream any more of the games from the Worlds, and they find out, I'm gonna get like a strike on my channel, and I'm just like, nope, not gonna do it. So really sucks. I wanted to stream the Worlds, but it's honestly on me. I have my volume up too high, and the IIHF is pretty strict, and they got me for it. So it does suck, but it is what it is. And I apologize to all those who were looking forward to the World's commentaries. McKinnon's just so strong in the crease. Yep.
Montreal can be going crazy. Looks insane. It seems like as the playoffs keep going along, more and more people are like, we'll see a red. Face off year one. Face off year one by Montreal. Face off year one by Montreal. Shot on, they score. Face off year one by Montreal. Face off year one by Montreal. Shot on, they score from up top. It's Arbor Jacki, and Montreal responds right back. We are tied.
What also doesn't help, too, is that the NHL was literally streaming it, too.
And there's an unexpected name. Arbor Jacki.
Yeah, I know. It was weird. I guess I must have added up too high or something.
We are tied.
What's really weird, though, is that the NHL was streaming the game on YouTube. The NHL was streaming the World Championship. So it's like... And I had the same thought with the PWHL. I'm like, what's the point? Like, if the NHL official YouTube channel is literally streaming the game itself, I'm just like, dude. Yeah, that Leaf fan, he lives in Quebec. Yeah, it's all good. It's all good. It does suck, but we bounced back. We posted our Western Conference preview. If I streamed, I might not have had time to do that. So we bounced back. We got it done. It's all good. I'm not too mad about it. It is what it is. All right, that being said, I'm going to go use the bathroom here super quick. I will be right back in just a moment. All right, I have returned. Sorry about that, guys.
Zach Metza is making his NHL playoffs debut.
All right, just making my commentary clips. Jacki was in shock, hadn't done much. Yeah, not in terms of the offense. He's never known for that. He only had one goal during the entire regular season this year. Maybe the NHL bought the rights. Yeah. I don't know. Weird stuff. It is what it is, though. I'm not... I was upset about it yesterday, but the mentality that I've been trying to bring is just like, it is what it is. We'll bounce back. And we are. We're having a good commentary tonight, so it's all good. And then the Western Conference Finals preview did very well, so I'm glad that that got out and did good. So we'll bounce back. Take it one day at a time. It's a new day. We're feeling good today. Made the content today. So it's all good. All right. Yeah, it is weird. It is weird, but it is what it is. It's all good. Have I seen the Habs YouTube channel called Hockey Junkie? I have not. Not heard of that guy. I don't really watch other hockey YouTubers, I'm not going to lie. I don't really watch that many YouTubers that do hockey besides me. I know a couple of guys, a couple of YouTube friends, obviously, I'm friends with that I watch their content sometimes. But I mainly just try to focus on myself and focus on my craft. I do watch the hockey guy, though. I do like the hockey guy. He's fun to watch at times.
All right, second period coming up in about 4 minutes. Stay tuned, guys. Second period's coming up. That was an absolutely chaotic opening period. We'll see if the second's the same. Team Italy got shacked today, or shellacked. Yeah. Yeah, they got wrecked. So. Is Wedgwood starting Wednesday? I would imagine, but I'm not 100% sure on that. All right, gonna make a Demidov clip here as well. That's the other clip we're gonna do. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. We're about 66 likes. We're 55 subs away from 6,900. So hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. All right, what do we think? Do we think the Sabres are going to come back and tie this game up here in this second period? Or will Montreal hold on? What do we think? How many goals do we think will be scored in this period? There was 5 in the first period. Drop your pick or picks in the comment section down below. Montreal might win. They might. All right, got about a minute 30. No one circles the wagons like the Buffalo Sabres. See if they can come back and tie this one up. Down low is Caulfield. Caulfield to Hudson and Demidov. He scores! Power play goal for Ivan Demidov. And the Canadiens have taken a 2-1 lead. 5 goals in the second. And it did not take long for that power play to click. Alrighty, everyone, let's get ready for the start of period number 2 between the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres here from the Bell Center in Game 6. First period recap, and there was a lot of goals in that opening period. They were scored by Rasmus Dahlin, Arbor Xhekaj, Ivan Demidov, Jake Evans, and Jason Zucker, making it a 3-2 lead for Montreal after 20 minutes of play, but rest assured, this game is not over yet. We will see what period number 2 has in store. Taking a look at your stats through 20. Shots are 11-5 in favor of Buffalo. Faceoffs are 63% in favor of the Canadiens. Power plays, Montreal 1 for 1, Buffalo 1 for 3. Hits are 9-8 in favor of Buffalo. And block shots are 5-2 in favor of Buffalo as well. A very crucial second period coming up here for the Sabres. We'll find out if there's as many goals as there was in the first. And we are underway here for period number 2 of Game 6. Puck is cleared back down low now into the Buffalo zone. Texier battling for it with Samuelsson. On the right side, Zach Benson trying to clear this one to center. Up top, Norris Trying to force it to center. Into the zone. Norris carries it in. Pass to Thompson. Is broken up there by Montreal. Here's a breakaway. Newhook missed the puck as it slides back into the Buffalo zone. Here's Deneau. On the right side for the Habs. Off the boards. It's Benson coming in. 1-0. Denied by Dobish. He'll recover. Benson gets around Anderson. Will give it up then for Norris. Josh Norris up top to Byram. Byram down low then for Benson. Zach Benson here on the right side. Up top to McLeod. Ryan McLeod to Benson. Sabres putting on the pressure here. Here's Byram up top. Fires it. Sabadovic rebounds there. Backhand on. They score! Zach Benson! We are tied at 3 apiece. Oh my lord, the Sabres have come all the way back after it looked impossible. Only 1 minute into this second period. It's a 3-3 hockey game. Zach Benson tucks the rebound there. It was a bounce off the boards. Dobish didn't know where that puck was. And Benson with a backhand there, just barely on the line. We have a 3-3 hockey game here in the second period. Things just got really interesting. Zach Benson with his second point of the night. And we are tied at 3 apiece here in the second period. Puck is cleared back now here into the Montreal zone. Byram getting it back then for the Sabres. Bowen Byram in front. Big save by Dobish with the pad. Here's Hudson. Back to Byram. Byram down low then for Josh Doan on the right side. Here's Doan up top. Byram back down low. Sabres are cycling this puck. It's McLeod at the point. Ryan McLeod around behind the net. Sabres are hemming the Habs. Tuck a shot. And that one goes wide there. Dobish. Now another chance is denied. Here's Owen Power on the right side battling for this puck. Trying to get it free down low. McLeod to Doan. Back to McLeod. Up top is Byram. Byram as the puck deflects down low to the corner. Now Power battling for it with Dobson. Uri Slavkovsky off the boards then for Hudson. Hudson over then to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki trying to play this one through center. Lane Hudson will come back and regroup at his own end. Here's Zucker. Ahead then for Hellenius. Pass over, and Timmins was right there. Stolen back then by the Sabres. They'll carry it through center. Demidov battling for it on the right side then with Power. Grabbed back by Montreal. Here's Evans into the zone. Jake Evans trying to get around the defense. He'll dump it down low to the corner. Alex Newhook fires one. Saved by Luukkonen. And he will cover up. How about that? It felt like it was over for some. And the Sabres have come all the way back. Shots are now 16-6. The Sabres have tied the game. It's Benson from Thompson and Byram. That is a multi-point game there for Zach Benson. And we are tied at 3 apiece. Face-off in the Buffalo zone. Demidov in the corner fighting with Samuelson. On the right side, Newhook battling with Metsa. Cleared off the boards then by Montreal up top. Shot on wide, back in front. Here's Newhook. Denied by Luukkonen. It's in the crease and cleared away there by the Sabres. Montreal will dump it around then behind the net. It's Evans up top for Jackeye. Jackeye trying to throw a shot on there. Demidov cross ice pass. Another chance. And that one goes wide. Here's Evans. Behind the net. Up top. Demidov. To the point to Gooley. A shot and that one goes wide. Sabres get it back. They will dump it to center. Benson on the right side battling for it there. Montreal will get it back and regroup in their own end. Jackeye to Gooley now in his own zone. Caden Gooley to Jackeye now looking for options. Sabres bring it right back into the zone. Thompson shoots it into the chest of Jakub Dobish. And a whistle blown dead, followed by some scruffles in front of the net. Oh, man. What a game we got here tonight. Canadiens went up 3-1, scoring 3 goals on 3 shots. The Sabres come right back and have tied the game, scoring 2 in a row. Since then, the shots have been a whopping, I believe, 11-4 since Lyon was pulled, if I'm correct. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below, and of course, subscribe if you are new. It'd be greatly appreciated. If there is a Game 7 in this series, we will be live for it here on the channel, so stay tuned for that. Yes, I did say Scruffles. I did say Scruffles. Sorry. Face off here in the Montreal zone. Here's Deneau. Ahead then for Anderson. Josh Anderson into the zone. Dumps it around behind the Buffalo net. Byram to Power. Owen Power off the boards. Byram to Benson. Benson dumped down low into the zone. Then Matheson in the corner. Mike Matheson trying to get it back then for Montreal. Thompson off the boards. Habs trying to dump it to center. Power ahead then for Thompson. Forced back to center by Montreal. Tage Thompson will regroup. He'll dump it down low into the Montreal zone. I meant scuffle, but I said scruffle. Another battle in front of the net is what I should have said, but my bad. What I used to say in the earlier days of commentating, I used to call a net front battle a scruffle. I haven't called it that in a long time, but I couldn't think of the right word. So my pea brain went to scruffle. Just ignore it. I won't say it again. 15:41 to go in the second period. It's a tie hockey game here. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Face off in the Sabres end. Won by Montreal. It's forced back to center then by the Sabres. Benson racing for this puck. We'll never let you live it down. Okay. Cancel me for the scruffle allegations. Caulfield into the zone. Broken up by Byram. Sabres will play it back to center. Here's Alex Tuch. Tuch up top to McLeod. Down low. Tuch a backhand. Denied by Dobish. Tuch trying to throw a pass up top. Gets it over to Dahlin. Pass ahead for Doan is broken up by Montreal. Sabres will get it back and recover. Rasmus Dahlin behind the net. Then Alex Tuch gets it back for the Sabres at the point then. Cleared away to center. Caulfield nearly got sent on a 1-0. And it comes back into the Buffalo zone. Some chance here for Dobish, who has had to make some huge saves tonight. Hellenius fires one on. And there's another save by Dobish. Up top, Power shoots it. That one goes wide. Here's Hellenius at the point for Buffalo. Another chance, and that one goes up in the air. And around behind the net, Sabres are hemming the Habs in their own end. Zucker up top to Power. Power on the right side. Owen Power drops it back then for Samuelson, who fires it wide. Dobish with a save by the net. Then Zucker a shot. That one's denied there as well. Matheson in the corner then. Veleno trying to get it back. Here's Zucker behind the net then to Veleno. Veleno off the boards then for Boldu, who will backhand it down into the Buffalo zone. Shots now 20-7. Power brings it back into the Sabres zone. Owen Power off the boards. It's chipped back into the Montreal zone. Arbor Jacki moves it through center. Carrier broken up then by Buffalo. Benson into the zone. Dumps it around behind the net then to Norris. Big hit there by Jacki behind the net then Newhook. Intercepted then by the Sabres. Byram up top. Pass over. Saved by Dobish there and a good chance from Benson. Montreal will dump it to center. Timmins comes back and regroups in the Sabres end. On the right side, Benson grabbed back then by the Sabres. Byram off the boards. Montreal trying to dump it to center. That is a Beetlejuice reference. Here's UPL. Behind the net then for Connor Timmins. Cleared off the boards to center. Benson brings it in. Hit there by Matheson. Stolen back then by Montreal. He'll carry it through center. Evans into the zone. Down low. Anderson denied by UPL. Chances back and forth and a whistle blown dead. We got a penalty coming up at 12:52. Big save there by UPL on Josh Anderson. We have an interference call coming up here. It's the first penalty of the second period. And I believe it's going to be on... Oh, no, it's a too many men call. It's a power play for Montreal after Zach Benson, with his 5th of the postseason, ties the game at 3 apiece here in this insane Game 6. What a game we have here. First, he won't show us the game, and now he's saying random words like scruffle and kerfluffle. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you are new. I would greatly appreciate it. We are at 67 likes here on the commentary. Got 145 people. That's a great crowd. Thankful for all your guys' support here on the streams this year. Shots are 21-8. Yeah, just when the Sabres are playing hot. And they have been hemming Montreal. They make an error like that. Brutal. All right. Yep, dumb penalty to take. Too many men call against the Sabres. And a power play coming up for Montreal. Brutal. Back here in Montreal, the Sabres have been penalized for a too many men call. And it's going to be another Montreal power play. Sabres will win the draw. They'll dump it down low. Habs are 1 for 1 on the power play tonight. They're 7 for 23 in the series. 6 for their last 14, though. Nick Suzuki to Demidov. Chipped away there. Hudson to Slavkovsky. Top of the circle. Fires one on Caulfield as he fanned on that shot. Slavkovsky back to Caulfield. Fires one on. That one goes up in the air. Demidov. Down low for Slavkovsky. Behind the net then Suzuki. Suzuki to Hudson. Lane Hudson to Demidov. Slavkovsky pass over is broken up there. Hudson to Caulfield. Chipped all the way back to center. Ivan Demidov back to Hudson. Lane Hudson into the zone here now for Montreal. At the point then Slavkovsky to Demidov. Demidov cross ice pass. Hudson to Caulfield. Back over then Suzuki to Caulfield. Hudson a shot. Saved by Lugan. Rebounds in the crease. And clear back down low then behind the net. Getting it back then is Demidov. Demidov trying to clear. Slavkovsky pass over is blocked by Timmins. Slavkovsky up to the point for Hudson. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Lane Hudson up top, back over to Demidov. Ivan Demidov to Hudson. Lane Hudson, cross ice pass, Slavkovsky, broken up by Tuck. Sabres will take it shorthanded. It's Tuck into the zone with McLeod. Alex Tuck will end up coming back into his own zone. 10 seconds to go on the power play. Cross ice pass then for Tuck. Sabres are offsides. Montreal recovers. 5 seconds to go on the Montreal power play. Doc will dump it down low into the Buffalo end. Texier to Boldu. Boldu off the boards for Dobson. Shot there is blocked. Noah Dobson trying to get it back then to Boldu. Boldu to Matheson. Matheson fires one on. It's broken up then by the Sabres. Tuck on the right side. Battling for it then with Texier. Trying to get that one free on the right side. Boldu fighting on the right side. Sabres will get it free. Quinn will dump it off the boards into the Montreal end. Approaching the halfway mark of the game in the period. It's been chaos here tonight. Not as many goals as we saw in the opening period, but there's been as many chances for sure. Here's Zucker off the boards. Getting it then is Norris. Norris into the zone. Pass over, and Quinn was open, but he fanned on the puck. Here's Norris. Below the line then for the Sabres. Up top to Byram. Byram, backhand pass to Norris. Delayed penalty for Montreal. The Habs will touch. And we are going to get a Sabres power play coming up. What a chaotic game. Power plays, goals, goalies being pulled. A lot of shots as well. Shots are 21-10. Chaos here in Game 6. And the Sabres will have an opportunity to take the lead yet again here on the power play. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. We are 53 subs away from 6,900. I see what you're doing, Ben. I see what you're doing. I see what you're trying to do. And I respect it. Mets are up 5-3 on the Yanks. Phillies won today, 6-0 complete game for Sanchez. I know complete games happen a lot, but I haven't seen one happen before where I've watched it happen. So that was pretty cool to see today. All right, Buffalo power play coming up here in just a moment. By the way, if there happens to be a Game 7, it will be on Monday at 7:30. We will be live for that game if it happens on Monday. Shots 21-10. Here in favor of the Sabres. 9:50 to go in the second. Sabres have been buzzing since Alex Lyon was pulled. We'll see if they can take the lead after coming back from down 3-1. They're 1 for 3 tonight on the power play. Face-off is blown dead due to a violation. So we'll try that again. Josh Doan comes into the face-off circle against Evans. Off the draw, one back by the Sabres. Dahlin, right side. Thompson, a shot. Saved by Dobis. Rebounds in the crease. Montreal clears. Kept in, though, by Dahlin. Dahlin at the point. Pass back to Thompson. Tage Thompson. Top of the circle. Right side, Doan to Thompson. Thompson to Doan. Doan. Up top to Thompson. Over to Dahlin. Pass over to Doan. Doan waits. Here's Quinn. Right side below the goal line. Circles it around. Top of the circle. Back over to Thompson. Thompson to Quinn. Quinn comes in. Down low, Dahlin. Dahlin waits for options. Top of the line. To Quinn. He scores! Jack Quinn, a one-timer from up top. And the Sabres have come all the way back from down 3-1 and have taken the lead. It's 4-3. Goals galore tonight. And the Sabres have just been putting on the pressure. And it sucks because Dobis saw all of that. Probably should have had that. That's a brutal goal to allow. No quit in this Sabres team. Face-off won by the Sabres. Power into the zone. Backhanded down low now, Tuck. Tuck will clear it off the boards to Samuelson. Matthias Samuelson trying to clear it down low. Anderson will dump it to center. Here's Deneau. Back to Power, who dumps it into the Montreal end. Dobson. Right side then to McLeod. Here's Deneau. Up top, Power. Krebs back over to McLeod. Whistle blown dead as it was a a hand pass, I believe, on that puck. 8:26 to go in the second period. How about these Sabres coming all the way back from down 3-1. 3 goals on 3 shots for line. It really felt like the game was just like, I don't know, maybe it was getting out of their hands, but Buffalo, they made the adjustment they had to. And now they have a 1-goal lead here, but it's not over yet. We still got a little bit over halfway of the game to go here. Face-off won by Montreal. Hudson off the boards to Suzuki. Suzuki to Caulfield, a shot. That one goes out of play. Showing off Jacob Fowler here on the screen. Dobish, 4 goals on 23 shots. He always sucks when I stream him. I don't know why. So, Habs fans, you want someone to blame if Dobish does not play well? It's probably my fault, because whenever I stream him, he just doesn't do good. I don't know why. He has an .868 save percentage when I stream him in games. Tonight's his 14th commentary. That is tied for 6th all-time in live commentary history. Here's Slavkovsky, a shot. That one goes live there of UPL. Here's Byram. Through center to Thompson. It's a 2-on-2. Thompson into the zone. Fires it into the chest of Dobish. 24th shot of the game for the Sabres. They're just shooting anything from anywhere. What sounds made up, Barry? Here's Veleno versus McLeod. Face-off in the Montreal zone is won back by the Sabres. Tuck battling forward with Carrier. Less than 8 minutes to go in the second. Dahlin battling forward with Boldu, who will clear it off the boards to center. Matthias Samuelson off the boards. Ahead then for Josh Doan. Shoots it. Saved by Dobish. Boldu clears it back to center. Samuelson gets it back then for Buffalo. Banks it off the boards. Now Tuck. Ahead then for Doan. Trying to get around Matheson. Battling forward in the corner. Josh Doan. Up top. Byram. Back down low. Matheson jabbing at that puck. Behind the net then Tuck. To Zach Boldu. Carrier off the boards to center. Joe Veleno will backhand it down low. Here's Dahlin. Clears it around behind the net. Then Zucker trying to move it through center. It's a 2-on-1. Zucker to Hellenius. Fires it. He scores. Consta Hellenius. I believe that's his 2nd career goal in the postseason. And the Sabres have now taken a 2-goal lead of their own. 5 goals on 26 shots. And the Sabres have been on a warpath, especially in this second period. 3 goals, 8 total in the hockey game tonight. Buffalo coming all the way back from down 3-1. They have scored 4 unanswered goals. And I don't know if I've ever seen a team dominate a second period as much as the Sabres have in this one. Every single opportunity, they are just plowing the Habs right now. Shots are 15-6 in this period. Whistle blown dead for a face-off violation at 6:57. Still a lot of time to go. I'm not calling it here just yet. Still a lot of time to go. Buffalo came back from down 2. Montreal can do easily the same. Face-off won by Montreal. They'll dump it down low into the Sabres' end. Here's Benson. Back to Demidov. Ivan Demidov through center. Up top, Evans. Flipped away by Benson. Benson through his legs. Demidov battling for it then. Thompson will get it through center. Big hit there by Matheson. Cleared off the boards. Back into the Sabres' end. Yeah, Todd. It's been one of those periods. Here's Power. Off the boards for Zach Metza. Metza. Ahead then for McLeod. McLeod to Benson. Pass over. Grab back by Newhook. Newhook will backhand it around behind the net then for Jake Evans. Evans over then for Lane Hudson. Hudson will hold it here in the Montreal zone, and I'm lagging. That's not good. This hasn't happened yet. This isn't good. Go back out, go back in. That's not good. All right, we're back. Montreal has the puck. They'll clear it back down into the Buffalo end. Timmins battling for it on the right side with Dobson. It's all good. My apologies to those who are watching. Caulfield a shot saved there by UPL. Kind of skipped up there a little bit. Now up to 5:22 remaining in the period. What's up, Jane? What's up? Or it's not Jane. Well, hi, Jane. Hello, Christine. How we doing? Jack Quinn's first playoff goal on the power play, and then Consta Helenius gets on the board as well. Shots are 26-11. The Sabres have taken a 2-goal lead. UPL's been a brick wall. Yeah, he's coming in and has been a good adjustment so far. I believe he stopped nearly 10 shots. So they did give Alex Lyon a save. After the first period, they did see that he had a save. So he allowed 3 goals on 4 shots. That's a .250 save percentage for Alex Lyon. That's bad. I don't know if I've seen a save percentage that bad. That isn't a 0. .250. That's absolutely nuts. But yeah, it makes sense. Absolutely bonkers here in Montreal. The Sabres come from down 3-1. They've made it a 5-3 hockey game here in this second period. There's still time left, so I'm not counting out Montreal, but man, the Sabres have been just putting it on Montreal here right now. 26 shots total in the game. 15 of them coming in this period. But a face-off coming up here now in the Buffalo zone. Matthias Samuelsson clears it off the boards to center. Grab back then by Dahlin. Cross-ice pass to Thompson, who will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Hudson off the boards, battling for it then with Suzuki. Now Noah Dobson shoots it around behind the net then for Slavkovsky. Noah Dobson gets it back then for Montreal. Hudson fighting with Norris. Josh Norris in the corner. He'll dump it down low into the corner, then Benson back to Thompson. Throws a pass up top. Slavkovsky steals it back, and Montreal will carry it the other way. Puck is cleared back down low into the Buffalo zone. Here's Dahlin. Clearing it around then behind the net then, Benson. Zach Benson on the right side for Dahlin. Dahlin will throw a pass to center. Carrier gets it back for the Habs. Texier off the boards. Newhook fighting with Samuelsson. Rasmus Dahlin gets it back then for Buffalo. Here's McLeod. Off the boards. Habs get it back. Coming in then is Matheson. Behind the net then Anderson. Delayed penalty coming up. It's against the Sabres. Buffalo will touch at 4:05. And a power play coming up for Montreal. Looks like Game 7. It's not over yet, so I'm not going to say anything about that just yet. But Sabres are in a good position. But with the way goals are being scored, hooking call on Alex Tuch. And a power play coming up here now for the Montreal Canadiens. We'll see if they can bounce back a little bit and try and salvage this period because it's been all Sabres in this middle frame. Face off in the Sabres end. Hudson to Demidov. Demidov down low to Slavkovsky at the point. Then Ivan Demidov fires one on. Saved by Lukin. Rebounds for Suzuki. It's in the air. Batted away by Timmins. Demidov keeps it in. Hudson. Down low then for Caulfield. Cole Caulfield on the right side. Down low Suzuki. Back to Caulfield. Caulfield to Hudson. Through the legs of Slavkovsky. Demidov gets it back then up top. Slavkovsky. Back to Demidov. Demidov to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki down low then for Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky around behind the net then for Caulfield. Up top, Hudson. Hudson to Suzuki. Suzuki down low then for Caulfield at the point, then Hudson. Shoots it. Saved by Lukin. Rebound is cleared away. Suzuki gets it back for Montreal. 1:10 to go on the power play. Broken up. And the Sabres will clear. Dobish. Ahead then for Hudson. Hudson breaks it into the zone. Chips it over then for Suzuki. Back up top to Hudson. Hudson, saucer pass to Demidov. Passes up in the air. Sabres trying to clear. Slavkovsky to Demidov, who keeps it in. Ivan Demidov up top to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky pass down low is broken up. Cross ice then for Hudson. Hudson a shot. That one is blocked. The puck will slide back to center. Montreal will swap out to their second unit. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Hudson below the line up top to Texier. To Boldu. Shot. That one goes wide there at UPL. Lane Hudson, top of the circle. On the right side. Fires one on. It goes wide there of UPL. Greenway without a stick. Trying to clear. Kirby Dach gets it back then for the Habs. Dach gets around the D up top. Texier. Pass over to Dobson. Noah Dobson to Texier. And that one goes wide. Here's Zach Boldu battling for it alongside Power. Owen Power will dump it off the boards. Power play's over. Out of the box is Tuch. He comes in. Saved by Dobish. 1-0 breakaway for Tuch out of the box. And Dobish with a massive save, and he keeps Montreal within 2. Under 2 minutes to go now in the period. And a whistle blown dead at 1:46 in front of the Sabres bench. I think we have another penalty coming up. Maybe. Out of the box, Alex Tuch, and a massive save by Jakub Dobish to keep this game a 2-goal lead for the Sabres. If Tuch came in and scored that one, then I don't know. I think this game might have been over, but going down by 3. No penalty on the play. My apologies. Face off outside of the Sabres end. They'll dump it down low to the Montreal zone. Here's Mike Matheson now behind the net. Matheson ahead then for Josh Anderson. Anderson into the zone. Carries it around behind the net. Josh Anderson dumps it behind the net then for Deneau, who battles for it alongside Metza. In the corner, Evans trying to chip it up top. Mike Matheson at the point. Pass back, shot on, goes wide there at UPL and out of play at 1:13. Got 190 people here in the commentary. Good to see you all on the stream. If you're new to the channel, we've been doing commentaries all playoffs long. Hit that like button on the stream down below. Subscribe if you're new. We're at 80 likes here on the live commentary. It's good to see a great crowd here tonight in this Game 6. If there is a Game 7 and Buffalo can pull this off, we will be live for it. If there is not, I might be live for Game 1 if it's on Tuesday. We'll see. I definitely won't be live for Game 1 if it's on Thursday. Face-off in the Buffalo end is won back by Montreal so well it slides back into their own zone. Power battling forward with Dobson, stolen back by Zucker. Jason Zucker, shot on there, is deflected. Now Quinn gets it back for the Sabres. Up top, Byram a shot. Denied there by Dobish. On the right side, Montreal brings it through center. 2-on-2, Evans into the zone. Gets around the D, behind the net then for Anderson. Here's Dahlin. Cleared off the boards and back into the Montreal zone with 40 seconds to go. You're right about that. Double the shots. Puck goes up and out of play at 33 seconds. Faceoff's going to come at center ice. Montreal can't pressure. Fever dream period for the Habs. Yeah. This has been a very dominant period by the Sabres. A little over half a minute to go in the second. Face-off won back by Montreal. Evans off the boards, back down low into the Sabres end. It is an icing at 28 seconds. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Pretty good crowd here tonight. Check out our round 3 preview between Vegas and Colorado. Preview did pretty well. Face-off won by Montreal. Demidov chips it off the boards, trying to get around Samuelson. Now 20 seconds to go. Here's Doan. Flips it off the boards to center. Less than 15 to go. McLeod will poke check it into the Montreal end. Carrier back to McLeod. Pass in front. Broken up there. Samuelson back up top. Here's Metza's shot. That one is blocked. Puck will slide to center. The Habs will run out of time. And that will do it for another chaotic but dominant second period. 3 goals were scored in that period, all of them coming from the Sabres. That's 4 total that have been unanswered. And they are up by 2 after 40 minutes of play, just 20 minutes from forcing a Game 7 on Monday. That being said, folks, it is intermission time. Go get a snack. Go get a drink. Do what you got to do. We will be back for period number 3 momentarily. This is the countdown till the 3rd. And as well as that, too, thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We are 51 away from 6,900. So how we feeling? How we feeling, Montreal and Sabres fans? My finals were okay, Michael. They were decent. They were okay. All right. Do I think Colorado will win the series? I picked the Avalanche to win that series in 7 games. But I can see a world where Vegas wins. Carter Hart's been awesome. He will have to be awesome against that Avalanche team. They have a lot of offense. Hey, Surgeon with a 10. Thank you, Surgeon. I appreciate it, brother. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. You have been very generous with your donations. I appreciate it, brother. I'm feeling good. This has been a good commentary. I'm feeling good. I think all my calls have been solid. I'm feeling good. Could go to OT. Feel nervous. Overtime would be bonkers. Montreal's got to get 2, though. They'll come back better in this 3rd for sure. Calls have been solid. Yeah, they've been solid. Definitely can be better, as always. 8 goals by 8 different goal scorers in this game as well. Do you think the Avs' only weakness is goaltending? Not necessarily. Yeah, except the scruffle part, yeah. Not necessarily. I don't know. For the Avalanche, that might be their weakest part, but it's still very strong. Wedgwood's been good. He's only had one game where I've been, like, really concerned. Carter Hart's had some flounders, too. So, I think it's going to be a really close series. It's going to be closer than Minnesota, for sure. There were a lot of people who commented on my preview. And if you did, thank you for watching it. Saying that Vegas had an easier path to the conference finals than Colorado did. Not worried about either of these teams. No more flat earth talk? No, not today. No flat earth talk today. The idiot detector. Yeah, I don't know, J-Dub. Could be interesting either way. I think Carolina matches up really well against these two teams, so. Should say questionable, yeah. Questionable, I don't know if it's a weakness, but there's obviously some concerns, but I'm not very concerned, to be honest with you. Goaltender check here on the goalie stats tonight. I'm not even doing the all-time stat sheet until after the game's over. So many goals I have to cover. Alex Lyon obviously was pulled after 3 goals on 4 shots, a .250 tonight. UPL's made 11 saves since. He has a 1. He has not allowed a goal. Jakub Dobeš, 23 saves on 28 shots. I think the reason why he hasn't been pulled is because Montreal is getting killed. I think he could have one of those goals that the Sabres scored. The other ones, I don't really blame on him that much. .821 save percentage for Dobeš tonight. A lot of undisciplined hockey out there. Yeah, it's like the Sabres have been very frustrating with the way they've just been playing out there. Good to see you got the home team red on the screen. Yep, I do. Or do you... Okay. Yeah, so it'll be Avs, Vegas, Carolina, and then either of these two teams, depending on who comes back and gets the win. What's my favorite Rocky movie? I've watched the first 2. The first one is actually my favorite. I haven't watched them in a long time, though. Robert, there's a little icon. If you're on your phone, there's a little $sign icon. That's how you donate. But you don't have to donate. Donations are never asked for, but or never expected. But they're greatly appreciated. And you guys have been very kind to me in your donations. They cover the TV subscriptions and stuff for the commentaries and such. And also allows me to get more equipment to improve the videos. So I really appreciate it. Man, that goal that Benson had as the puck just trickled through Dobeš, that sucks. I think Dobeš just thought he had it, but he didn't. Third might get physical. It already has been pretty physical in this game already, so I would totally expect that for sure. So what happened? 3 goals, 4 shots, and Habs are down. All good. On a laptop, yeah, there should still be a $sign right next to it that you can do. Anyway, so yeah, I'll do the recap for you, Brent. Rasmus Dahlin opened up the scoring to make it a 1-0 game just about 32 seconds in. Then Montreal would score 3 goals on 3 shots. Xhekaj, Demidov, Evans. All in 3 different ways. Even strength, power play goal, shorthanded. It's suddenly a 3-1 hockey game for Montreal. Then, following that, Jason Zucker would score to make it a 3-2 hockey game. And then the Sabres just took off in the second. Goals from Benson, Quinn, and Hellenius make it a 5-3 lead for Buffalo after 40 minutes. Hopefully I did a good job at explaining that. Hey, Juan, thank you for the 4. I appreciate it. Thank you very much, Juan. Hey, J-Dub. Thank you, J-Dub. Add to that total. Go Canes. Yes, sir. Thank you guys so much for your donations. It's really kind and really appreciated. Thank you, J-Dub. You're making me feel a little bit better about your team destroying mine. Making me feel a little bit better. Gonna be a hot third. Keep up the good work. Thank you, Brent. Hopefully I did a good job of covering that. Yeah, Lyon, they scored those 3 goals on 4 shots. And Alex Lyon was pulled. So. Thank you, J-Dub. Yeah. Yeah. Reminiscing about the Philadelphia Flyers and your Hurricanes destroying them. Thank God I wasn't live for that 4th game, because I would have been getting fried in the comments, I'm sure. I was at a baseball game and I get the notification that they swept, and I'm just like, huh, great. And it's one of those minor league baseball games where they play fireworks, and I'm just like, man, watching fireworks go off after my team got swept. Wonderful. No, I don't really got anything against the Canes. I'm not going to lie, though, like, as a Flyers fan, seeing what happened with Brind'Amour, like, with Brind'Amour saying the stuff to Tocchet and what he said on the Philadelphia side, talking about how much he loves Philly, I'm just like, how, like, I want to not like you, but you're making it really hard to not, to like you. It's just, you know. Yeah, you don't really chirp me, J-Dub, but there were people in the streams that were coming at me a little bit. And you know me, like I'm trying not to be like, you know, I never get into it with anybody, but anyway, somebody asked something. Any opinion on the fine and forfeited draft pick on Vegas and Torts? I have a feeling they're going to get that pick back. I have a feeling they're going to get that draft pick back. They're going to try and appeal, and they're going to get it back. It definitely does seem like a lot. I'll say that. It definitely feels like it was a lot for sure, but they've been warned about this. And it just feels like such like a bullish move. Like, why are you avoiding the media? Like, I don't understand that. And that's somebody who works in the media. I work for a team as media. I just didn't get it. I thought it was unnecessary and all that. What's up, Chris? I have a feeling they'll get it back because there were a couple people saying that they're going to appeal. And you know the NHL, they give picks back. I think they're going to get it back. We'll see, though. That's just what I think. Yeah, they had some warnings that were given out because they've done this stuff before, but it just feels like such like a weird thing to do. Like, yeah, maybe you don't want to talk to the media, but like, why? Like, it just feels so unnecessary. Just talk. It's like, it takes like 10 minutes. That's just me. Hey, Robert with the 2. Thank you so much, Robert. I appreciate it. Good to see you in the commentaries. Hope to see you in some more. Thank you for the 2, brother. That means a lot. You guys have been very kind with your donations, and it really is greatly appreciated. No matter the amount, it's just, I just generally can't believe that. It's awesome. Thank you all so much for your donations and your support. Brendan Moore was a great flyer, had to leave thanks to Lindros messing with. Yep. Yeah, Hextall had some fire. Yeah, it just seems like a snug move. 1 year, Torts banged and yelled in Calgary's dressing room door. Yeah, he's quite a figure. I must say, he's quite a figure. All right, got about 5 minutes till the third. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Appreciate all the support here on tonight's commentary. It's greatly appreciated. Looking at the numbers, we've been live for games 1, 2, and 1, 2, and 4 of this series. And this is looking like it's going to be the best performing stream of the series so far. So thank you all so much for that in terms of views, of course. Always like to look at the numbers and all that. What happened when you were away? When did you leave? The Sabres are now leading 5-3. All right, third period coming up after this. So the coach for Vegas gets fined $1,000 and nobody knows why. It's because of the media. He didn't speak to the media, and that's a part of the rules. What year's the second round pick? It's this year's. It's this year's second. Right after the start of the second, the Sabres scored 3 unanswered goals. They're up 5-3 now. Think Bettman helped create a monster in Vegas? Yeah, he did. Yeah, it's because he declined to speak to the media, and that's the rule that you have to speak to the media. All right, I'm going to go to the bathroom really quick. I'll be right back, guys. Give me a second. Alrighty, I have returned. Sorry about that. Just use the bathroom quick before the period starts. Torts is torts. Yeah. Why wouldn't he speak? I don't know. I have no idea. I think it was because he just didn't want to. I have no idea. We just don't know. Yeah, he was warned a couple of times too. You're right about that, Brian. Seems unnecessary to create some drama like that is going to be a conference finals against Colorado. Yeah. What's funny is that Vegas posted a statement, and they said on the statement, they were like, we are aware of this and we have no further comment. And there were people that were replying to that tweet or the X comment or whatever, saying that having no comment is what got you into this situation in the first place. And I thought that was hilarious. Or is it on purpose to change the narrative? I don't know. It just seems it was just a weird move. I wonder if like there was no context to it. It'd be one thing if it was like, oh, I had a family emergency that I had to attend to, or, you know, something happened, like I wasn't feeling well. Vegas fired their coach and won't let him interview for other teams. Yeah, they're very interesting. They are very interesting. I saw something that he interviewed with the Kings, but I don't know if that's true though. All right, we are done with the second intermission. We're ready to get started here with the third period between the Montreal Canadiens and the Buffalo Sabres. Who is winning it from here, bro? I have a feeling. I think the Sabres are going to get this and force a Game 7. Second period recap. Goals were scored by Zach Benson, Jack Quinn, and Consta Helenius. Here in that second period, it's a 5-3 lead for Buffalo after 40 minutes of play. Getting ready for the start of period number 3 coming up in just a moment. Taking a look at your stats through 40. Shots are 28-15 in favor of Buffalo. Faceoffs are 57% in favor of the Sabres. Power plays, Buffalo is 2 for 4. Montreal is 1 for 3. Hits are 19-17 in favor of Montreal, and block shots are 13-8 in favor of Buffalo. It was an incredibly dominant period by the Sabres. We'll see how Montreal responds. Third period is underway here from Buffalo. Rasmus Dahlin will gain the line. He'll dump it down low into the Montreal zone. In case anybody's wondering, yes, Jakub Dobeš is still in the net for the Canadiens. Suzuki battling for it alongside Carrier. Trying to get that one free. Josh Norris is battling for it down low in the corner as well. Suzuki off the boards. Flipped ahead then for Caulfield. Racing it then through center. Samuelsson trying to backhand it down low. Caulfield battling for it here now in the corner. Matthias Samuelsson trying to get it free. Nick Suzuki down low in the corner trying to get it loose. Back to Slavkovsky. Slavkovsky up top to Matheson. Matheson over then for Suzuki. Suzuki back to Carrier. Pass down low, broken up by Matheson. Mike Matheson now as the Canadiens start to hem the Sabres in their own end. Chipped off the boards. Grabbed back by Norris. He will dump this one back into the Montreal end. Hudson with speed. He's got some room carrying it in. Shoots it on Luukkonen. He'll make the save. Montreal gets it back. Alex Newhook on the bench side will backhand it down low to the corner then for Demidov. Demidov battling for it then alongside, I believe that is Byram. Cleared off the boards. Chipped away then by the Sabres. Back to center. Hudson with his very fast speed will get it ahead. On the right side, here's Jake Evans. Evans will backhand it down low into the Sabres end. Bowen Byram in the Buffalo zone. Chipped off the boards. The puck will go back into the Montreal end once again. Hudson, right side to Newhook. Newhook will dump it around behind the Buffalo net. Byram battling for it then with Evans. Here's Owen Power through center. It's a 4-on-3. Power fumbles the puck. Up top, Quinn. He's knocked down by Power himself. Montreal takes advantage. He just fell into Power. No penalty on that play. Timmins battling for it in the corner then with Zach Bolduc. Kirby Dach gets it back then for Montreal off the boards. Behind the net then Newhook back to Suzuki. Nick Suzuki fighting with Helenius. Consta Helenius will clear it off the boards. Up top Matheson chipped back to center by Zucker. And now Matheson will regroup with it here in his own end. Here's Bolduc. Into the zone now for the Habs. Cleared back into the Buffalo zone. Rasmus Dahlin. Back to Bolduc. Zach Bolduc off the boards then. Suzuki. Pass up top. On the right side, Matheson trying to keep that one in the zone. Stolen back to by the Sabres. It's a 2-on-1. Benson with Thompson. Benson comes in. Pass over, and Thompson was behind him. Benson didn't look and see where Thompson was. And now Montreal takes it back the other way. Josh Anderson now behind the net then for the Habs. Anderson up top. Dobson to Hudson. Fires it. That one is blocked. Played back to center. Sabres trying to clear that one back down low. Texier fighting with Benson. Alex Texier over then for Anderson, who will backhand it down low. Metsa back to Samuelsson. Doan fighting with Dobson. Alex Tuck gets it back then for the Sabres. Here's Metsa into the zone. Pass over is broken up by Dobeš's stick. And that one slides back down low to the corner. Montreal will dump it back into the Buffalo zone. Sabres will regroup. Behind the net now is Jack Quinn. Thank you all for tuning in. We are officially halfway to 6,900 subscribers. Quinn will dump it down low into the zone. Carrier backhanded off the boards and back into the Buffalo end. Caden Gooley cleared around the boards then for Demidov. Hellenius up top. Carrier behind the net then for Demidov. Demidov fighting forward alongside Samuelson. Getting it free then is Bowen Byram. Below the line, he'll backhand this one down the other way. And an icing here at 15:43 against the Sabres. So Montreal, although they haven't been getting shots on, now it seems like they're the ones who are putting on some pressure here in the Buffalo zone. Which makes sense. Again, a dominant period like that for the Sabres, Montreal had to respond. About 4.5 minutes gone in the third period. Thank you all for tuning in. We're at 97 likes here on the commentary. Hit that like button. Cole Caulfield will dump this one around behind the net. Hudson down low then for Juraj Slafkovsky. In front, puck checked away. Hellenius will get it back then for Buffalo. He'll bank it off the boards and back into the Montreal zone. Noah Dobson gets it back then for the Habs on the right side. Suzuki drop back for Lane Hudson. Hudson, slap shot. And that one goes just wide there. Lukin and up top, Slafkovsky, cross-ice pass to Suzuki. Over for Hudson, a shot. That one's broken up. Sabres will clear to center. Thompson nearly got a 1-0. It was broken up by Hudson. Montreal regroups now on their own end. Slafkovsky into the zone for Montreal. He'll loop it back around, being tied up there by Thompson. Forced back to center. Matheson to Carrier, who dumps it down low. Sabres will take their time as long as there's no pressure. Again, they're the ones in control here. Power cleared back to center. Tuck broken up by Carrier. Puck to Bolduc, broken up there by the Sabres. Ryan McLeod will backhand this one the other way. Matheson fighting with Tuck. Here's Tuck into the zone. Circles back around. He will fire a cross-ice pass to Timmins. Broken up then by Demidov. Cross-ice then for Bolduc, who will backhand it down low. Off the boards, Rasmus Dahlin. Ahead for Zucker. Cleared off the boards to Kirby Dach. Dach to Lane Hudson. Shots are 28-16. Hudson for Dobson. Chipped all the way back down low to the Sabres. Then Lukanov is not to play it. Turnover there. Deneau gets it back. Battling for it alongside Quinn. Quinn over them for Zucker. Stolen back by Lane Hudson on the right side. Hudson to Dobson. Lane Hudson, cross-ice pass, broken up then by Buffalo. Metsa to Byram. Byram shoots it. Save there by Dobish once again. Philip Deneau will backhand it off the boards. A 2-on-1 the other way. It's Anderson with Texier. Anderson comes in. He got knocked off the puck. And the Sabres take it back. Samuelson cleared off the boards to Norris. Trying to get that one was Quinn. Broken up then by Montreal. They'll backhand it down low into the Buffalo zone. Metsa, in his playoff debut, will backhand this one to center. Matheson, over then for Demidov, broken up by Benson. Zach Benson into the zone for Thompson. He's offsides at 13:01. And with that said, we will step aside. 13:01 to go in this third period. 7 minutes gone, essentially. Sabres still lead 5-3. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. We are 50 on the dot away from 6,900. It does feel like a Game 7 is coming. What do you think, guys? Comment your thoughts down below. Do you think that Buffalo will force a Game 7, or will Montreal come back and get the win? What do we think? All right. Thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate it. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. If there is a Game 7, it will be in Buffalo, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time on Monday night. We'll be live for that game if there does end up being a Game 7. If there is not, the preview for the Eastern Conference Finals will probably be on Monday. I don't think I can get it done tomorrow. I have work tomorrow. But that's if Montreal comes back. I take for Montreal, but the way it's going, I think Buffalo's going to go to Game 7, and they're going to win because they don't want Canadian teams to go further than that. Canadian teams on the Eastern Conference, that is. If you're the Oilers, they want you to go all the way and lose. Here's Power. Right side to Byram. Bowen Byram trying to dump it down low. Sabres will regroup now on their own end. Power gains the line. He'll try and dump it down low. All right, see you, Brent. Have a good dinner. Here's McLeod. Pass in front. Took a chance. Saved by Dobish. There's Noah Dobson behind the net, then Doan. Up top. Big save. It went off the post. Ryan McLeod, a great opportunity. Here's Hudson. He'll drop it back for Newhook. He gains the line. Tries to get around the defense. Byron battling for it in the corner, then with Newhook as well. Up top, Hudson. Hudson at the point fires one on. That one's blocked. Sabres will carry it then through center. McLeod will gain the line and dump it down low. Montreal brings it back into their own zone. They'll regroup. Noah Dobson to Matheson, who will dump it down low. And a whistle blown dead here for an icing, I believe. Or an offsides, one of those two, I'm not sure. Wasn't really paying attention. Anybody got any good plans tomorrow? No hockey tomorrow again, sadly. A little annoyed about that, but what can you do? Face off. Coming up here in the Montreal zone. Montreal not getting the shots. UPL stopping everything. Yeah. Crazy how since they've only had 13 shots since they've scored their last goal. Here's Dahlina's shot. That one is blocked. Quinn knocked off it by Dobson. At the point, Dahlin will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. Matheson fighting with Zucker. Uri Slavkovsky trying to clear it to center. There is Worlds tomorrow, but they're early in the day. Dobson to Mike Matheson. Matheson chipped into the Buffalo end. Here's Dahlin clearing it to center. Quinn knocked off that puck. Habs will get it back. Shots are 30-16. Mike Matheson back over then for Carrier. Carrier to Norris, who battles for that puck. He'll dump it down into the Montreal zone. That's an icing. I don't want a break. I want more hockey. $11-11 left to go here in regulation. Sabres are up by 2. Looking to force a Game 7 on Monday. Hudson at the point for Montreal. Lane Hudson to Dobson, who will dump it down low into the corner. Now Timmins fighting with Texier. Habs get it back in the corner. Anderson back to Hudson at center. Josh Anderson broken up by the Sabres. Here's Benson, 1-0, fires in, and that one goes just wide. Penalty coming up against the Habs at 10:48. And another Sabres power play coming up. It's a slash. Yeah, slashing call coming up here now. And another Sabres power play on the horizon. 10:48 to go in the third. Sabres are 2 for 4 tonight. They have 7 shots. The face-off. One back by the Sabres. Up top, Dahlin back over to Quinn. Jack Quinn to Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin down low for Benson. Benson pass over is broken up there by Montreal. Here's Newhook. Down the right side. I wasn't paying attention, Barry. I'm not going to lie. Here's Quinn. Trying to move it through center. Jack Quinn over to Doan. 2-on-2. Doan into the zone. Alongside Benson. Up top then for Rasmus Dahlin. Dahlin to Thompson. Here's Dahlin, a shot. Saved there by Dobish. On the right side, Quinn. Up top to Thompson. Thompson to Quinn. On the right circle. Thompson to Quinn. He scores! What a goal by Jack Quinn, his second of the night at 10:02. And the Sabres are up by 3 with 10 minutes to go. He had no goals in the playoffs prior to tonight. Now he has 2. And both of them coming on the power play. That was a nice shot by Jack Quinn. Got Dobish up top. That is 6 goals on 33 shots. And we have a goalie change. Oh my goodness. For the first time tonight, Jakub Dobish is done. Jacob Fowler, the rookie, is coming in. Fowler in the regular season, 9-6-2. He had a .908 save percentage from Boston College. He is making his first career postseason appearance tonight. So it looks like both the goalies from each side have been pulled tonight. Jacob Fowler playing in his second career live commentary tonight. And now it creates the question heading into a potential Game 7. Dobish is out after 6 goals on 33 shots. Oh, man. Cleared back into the Montreal zone. Lane Hudson gets it back for the Habs. Hudson in his own end. Hudson over then for Slavkovsky, who will dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Matthias Samuelsson. Cleared around the right side. McLeod ahead then for Tuck. It's a 2-on-1. McLeod into the zone. Gets around the D. Pass in front. Broken up there by Montreal. Tuck up top. Puck will slide all the way back into the Sabres' end. Here's Owen Power. Off the boards then into the zone. Power trying to get that one back. Zucker down low into the corner for Cooley. Consta Helenius on the right side, regrouping with that puck. Quinn fighting with Demidov. Jack Quinn up top to Metza. Metza to Byram, a shot. Saved there by Dobish. Quinn to the point then for Metza, drive, and that one goes wide as well. Mike Matheson gets it back then for Montreal. Caden Gooley will chip this one off the boards and back into the Buffalo zone for an icing at 8:43. So a Game 7, if necessary, barring Montreal having a miracle comeback, will be on Monday at 7:30. We will be live for it. And it looks like either Tuesday or Thursday, the Eastern Conference Finals will begin. That is 13 days between playoff games for Carolina. 13 days in total. Newhook battling for it then with Timmins. Grabbed back by Gooley on the right side then Mike Matheson. 8.5 minutes to go in the third. Tage Thompson at 8:27. Whistle blown dead as he kind of backhands it out of play. Buffalo's going to wind up with 40 shots. Yeah. Jacob Fowler playing in his second career live commentary stream tonight. We have seen all 4 of the goalies in action. Look at that. All 4 of the goalies in action, at least some capacity tonight. I think you still go with Dobush in Game 7, no? I think you would still go to Dobush in Game 7. Is what I would think. But that's just me. What do I know? All right, back here in Montreal. The Sabres have come in here in Game 6 after allowing 3 goals on 4 shots. In the first 10 minutes of the game, they have scored 5 unanswered goals. And they now have a 6-3 lead here in the third period. Alex Lyon and Jakub Dobush have been chased out of the nets. It's Fowler versus UPL right now. Joe Veleno will dump it down low. Samuelson battling forward with Boldu. On the right side, McLeod will backhand this one down into the Montreal zone. Noah Dobson behind the Montreal net. Pass up then Hudson ahead for Veleno. Joe Veleno will dump it down low into the Sabres end. Samuelson clears it off the boards. Tuck ahead then for Doan, who backhands it down low. Montreal has 1 shot in this third period compared to the Sabres 6. Buffalo has really just done a phenomenal job at limiting Montreal's offense outside of the first 10 minutes of the game. Matheson back in the Montreal zone, cleared back down low into the Sabres end. Luukkonen will get it at 7:27 and cover up. A.K. Stuart Skinner. Stuart Skinner is secretly in the game for Buffalo or Montreal. He's in for both, actually. It's just the Oilers goalie tandem. It's Skinner against Pickard. Not Ingram. Ingram's okay. I think Ingram's better than the 2 of them. Hellenius on the draw against Suzuki. Montreal is pulling their goalie here. Empty net for Montreal. They're going to try and come back with 7:20 to go. You saw Buffalo do this in Game 5. Zucker back to Byram. Byram battling for this puck. Cleared back up top. Dobson to Lane Hudson. Hudson back to Suzuki. Down low in the corner. Up top, Hudson. Back to Suzuki. Shut on. Saved by Luke and rebounds there. Cleared away. Power trying to get that one free on the right side. Caulfield in front. Slavkovsky. A chance is broken up. Cleared back down into the corner. Suzuki to Hudson. Up top, Dobson. On the right side, then Suzuki. Slavkovsky to Hudson in front. Suzuki a shot. That one is blocked. Demidov gets it back for the Habs. Up top, Hudson to Dobson. A drive. Cleared away. Save there. Rebound was in front. Zucker will dump it off the boards and force it back to center. I mean, if you're Montreal, why not? Why not go for it? Slavkovsky down low. Demidov cross the pass. Caulfield a shot. He fanned on the puck. Byram tries to clear. Slavkovsky on the right side. Demidov a drive. Glove by Luukkonen. Ivan Demidov, who has a goal tonight. It feels like a lifetime ago, though. Shots now 34-20. UPL has been solid. Face off here, won by Montreal. Matheson right side to Texier. Alex Texier now down low in the corner. Cleared around to the right side. Thompson will chip this one to center. Mike Matheson gets it back for the Habs. Off the boards is Zach Bolduc. Bolduc will dump it into the Buffalo end. Connor Timmins trying to get it back on the right side. Buffalo will clear it. It'll go into the empty net. I have no idea who got that, though. The Sabres have scored the empty net goal. It is a 7-3 hockey game. I think it's Thompson who gets credit for it. With 5:48 to go, the Sabres are going to force a Game 7 here in this second round series. See the replay here. Thompson just flipping a puck all the way back into the empty net. It's Thompson's 5th of the postseason. 1, 2, 3, 4 points on the night for Tage. Fowler will come back into the net. And we will see you Monday night. Thank you, Robert. I appreciate it. Hope to see you then. So we got some time to wind down. You guys know me. I'll never end the game early unless if there's a game after this one. So we'll chill out here for a little bit. Anybody want to talk about Flat Earth? Will we run down these last couple minutes? Flat Earth or Scruffles? Here's Rasmus Dahlin. Cleared all the way back to center. Racing forward is Malenstein. Fires a shot there on Fowler. It goes wide. Here's Philip Deneau. Through center. Will dump it into the Buffalo end. About 5 minutes to go here in regulation. Just running down the clock. Here's Metza to Krebs. Puck goes up and out of play at exactly 5 minutes. Shots now 35-20. So it leaves some questions for Montreal again. I think you would go back to Dobish in Game 7 still. I don't think it's been his fault. These goals have not really been his fault necessarily. It does create a question, though, as to what St. Louis will do. Haven't really been in this position before, so it makes things really interesting. But 6 unanswered goals for Buffalo. Wow, what a disastrous performance by Montreal tonight. There's no denying that whatsoever. Disastrous performance. And I honestly thought after those 3 goals on 4 shots, I was like, I don't know. I think Montreal might have this in the bag, but good on the Sabres for just bouncing back and showing their resilience. And how many goals for Game 7? I'm going to say 3 goals in Game 7. Would I call it a fluky game? I don't know. I think it was really just a poor defensive game for Montreal. Great call as usual. Thank you, Judy. Get better and better every game. Yeah, I thought this was a really good one. I thought I did well in this one. I thought I came out doing pretty well, and I think it's been a solid game. But I appreciate that, Judy Toronto. Thank you. Definitely thought it was one of my better ones in the playoffs. Yeah, definitely over 100 likes, 115 on the dot. We'll be live for Game 7 on Monday night. And the second round will just go a little bit longer. This is the best performing stream of the second round series between these two teams. Thank you all so much for that. Game 1 of the Western Conference Finals between the Avalanche and the Golden Knights. That will be on Wednesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll be live for games 1, 2, and 3 of that series. Game 4, I don't believe we'll be live for. sadly. Crazy couple of weeks. Got a prom. Got a graduation. Not for me. Not for me. Here's Dobson. Shut on. Saved by Lucan. Yeah, I'm graduating after 1 year of college. It's my girlfriend's graduation. So we'll miss a stream. Not this Friday, but next Friday. Here's Dobson battling for on the right side. Evans will fire it down low to the corner. Metza cleared off the boards to center. Montreal trying to get it back. Newhook stolen back by Alex Tuck. Alex Tuck will dump it down low into the Montreal zone. A lot of empty seats here in the Bell Center. Hellenius will backhand it down low. It's all good, Brent. Thank you so much for your support. Consta Hellenius will backhand it down low into the Montreal zone. Gooley on the right side. Jack-Eye cleared back down into the corner. Caden Gooley will dump this one down the other way. Had your sister's graduation today on the West Coast. Now we're out on the West Coast. Yeah, a lot of graduations today, for sure. A lot of colleges having their graduations today. Where's Game 7 in Buffalo? 3.5 minutes to go in the regulation. We're just winding down the clock. Norris will dump it in just wide of Fowler. Gooley for Veleno. Backhands this one to center. Grabbed back by Zach Benson. Whistle blown dead at 3:17 for an offsides. Last road win facing elimination was in 2007. 19 years ago today against the Ottawa Senators. That was Game 4 of the Eastern Conference Finals. Oh, nice. Nice, Sharky. Multi-point games tonight. Zach Benson had 2 points. Jason Zucker had 2 points. Jack Quinn had 3 points. Tage Thompson had 4. Rasmus Dahlin had 4. Jake Evans has 2. And those are all the multi-point games tonight. 3 minutes to go here in regulation. Hit that like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Here's Krebs into the zone. Fires one on. It goes wide of Dobish. Penalty coming up against Montreal. Shot on is blocked. And a whistle blown dead as Jack-Eye now getting into it with Greenway. Arbor Jack-Eye had his first career playoff goal tonight. That was like 8 goals ago. It was like 8 goals ago. I believe a power play coming up here for the Sabres. If I heard correctly. Yeah, expect things to get, yeah, it's going to be misconducts. Expect things to get a little bit, rough here in these last couple minutes. Some physicality, but I think they're just going to kick the players out of the game and such. So. Shots 36-20. Really, Michael? Shots are 8-5 Buffalo in this third period. They're going to get another power play. This will span pretty much the rest of the game, minus 47 seconds. And now we got some physicality off the draw. Thompson getting into it with Matheson. And now we got a little bit of a line brawl going on. Everybody except for Norris has a buddy. Oh, Norris is all alone. That sucks. Yeah, penalties coming up here, so we got a couple more moments here until this one's over. 2:40 left to go in the third. All of a sudden, off the draw, just some physicality from the two sides. Not surprised. Oh, do I keep saying Dobish? My bad. Fowler. Not used to somebody else being in there. My apologies. Yeah, they're just going to kick everyone out. I mean, like, that's the right thing to do, honestly. Benson's done for the game. In the box is Norris. Norris is talking to some Montreal fans. He's putting up to the scoreboard. That's a little funny. We'll see that on a clip at some point. Yeah, I mean, again, honestly, just eject everyone. There's 2:40 left in the game. There's no point of trying to sort this out. Just kick them all out. Highest performing stream of the series. Thank you all so much. It's our most viewed Sabres commentary all time. It'll be our second most viewed Canadiens commentary, unless this one gets to 5,000 views before we're done. We're at 4,700. Like to keep track of that. Referees talking over the penalties. We'll see what comes of this, but yeah. Game 7, as we said, will be on Monday, 7:30 p.m. I'm pretty sure Jakub Dobeš will be back in the net for Game 7, I would imagine. Face-off won by the Sabres. They're going to flush all those penalties. They just ejected everybody. Here's Ryan McLeod through center. McLeod to Tuck. Tuck into the zone. Throws it around behind the net, then Thompson. Thank you, Philip. I appreciate it, brother. I thought today was a pretty good day. I thought I was doing good. I think the days off kind of help a little bit. Here's Metsa. Down low to McLeod. Metsa a shot. Saved by Fowler. And it's in! It tucked through Fowler. And Zach Metsa with his first career playoff goal. It is 8-3 here in this third period. 27 years old. Zach Metsa, and Rasmus Dahlin has 5 points tonight. A goal and 4 assists for Dahlin. Puck just trickled through Dobeš. I thought maybe he had it, but he did not. Oh, that's got to suck. Only the second shot that Fowler's faced. It's going to impact his Watch with Nordic stats. 2:09 to go. Whistle blown dead. For something. Zach Metsa with the goal to make it 8-3. And they just kicked out 2 more players for a game misconducts. This is it's one of those games. Face-off coming up in the Buffalo zone. Thank you all for tuning in. Hit the like button down below. Subscribe if you're new. Thank you, Jeff. Gained 13 subs tonight. 45 away from 6,900. We're going to get to 7K by the beginning of June. Jordan Greenway dumps it down low into the Montreal zone. Fowler will dump this around behind the net up top. Timmins a shot. That one goes wide there of Fowler. Greenway fighting with Gooley. Here's Newhook. Through center. He'll dump it down low into the Buffalo zone. Newhook, cross-ice pass. Puck deflects up in the air. Timmins trying to get that one back. McLeod stolen back up top. Dobson a shot. Saved by UPL. He'll cover up with 83 seconds to go. Have no idea how Montreal will bounce back from this disaster. Oh, I think they'll bounce back. They'll play better in the second game. There will be a Game 7 of this series, as we've mentioned about 50 times since probably the start of the third, I'm not going to lie. Puck is cleared back to center. Hellenius for Jason Zucker. Zucker will dump it down low. Dobson off the boards for Gouli. Gouli ahead for Texier. Metsa will dump it down low into the corner. Yeah, I'll see you all in Game 7. Last minute of play in regulation. Sabres will dump it down low. It's an icing at 56 seconds against Buffalo. To everyone who's heading out, have a good night. See you all Monday night, 7:30 Eastern Time for Game 7. Looking forward to it. Should be a fun game. Second Game 7 of the postseason. Should be a fun one. Face-off won by the Sabres. Timmins down low then for Mallenstein. Beck Mallenstein battling for it in the corner. Here's Gouli. With 45 seconds to go, he'll backhand it down low. Timmins to Metsa. Connor Timmins to Metsa. Thank you, Frank. Final 30 seconds will wind down. Sucks it wasn't a closer game, but still a lot of goals, and some people enjoy that stuff. Sabres had 4 goals in the power play tonight. That's pretty significant. They scored a goal in pretty much every single possible way you can. Time will wind down, and we will see you guys on Monday night for Game 7. Final score, Buffalo 8, Montreal 3. We saw all 4 goalies here tonight, which is something. And Game 7 coming up here now. Monday night, 7:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Stay tuned for the video recap coming up here in just a moment. But anyways, that does it for me. Thank you all for watching. Hit that subscribe button down below if you're new. I greatly appreciate it. I will see you guys here in the next stream coming up on Monday.